Ready to go.
Hey, oh my god, it's here, it's back, it's all happening. Nothing's ever changed. Nothing ever, we didn't stop.
Nothing,
We didn't stop. We continued forever.
My enthusiasm is not quite there anymore. So we just spent like 30 minutes trying to get fucking Slime Rancher to work on this game.
On this game.
Yes, on this
yes, on the game.
What are we doing?
A slime.
We're playing Digibros.
Are the Digibros. I am Digibro, also referred to as Conrad on this show. We've never really acknowledged that fact, but you always call me Conrad on this show.
Yeah.
And you're Victor, the co-host, my little brother.
This is embarrassing.
We have been playing. No, it's not. It's hilarious. This is
All
a
right.
funny time. This is a funny time. This is what funny is like.
Hey, Pokemon
I'm well
fans.
experienced.
This is
What is that?
It's from Tamashi Hiruka. She says, "Hey, Pokemon fans."
Yeah, but she does not in that voice.
She sounds like a man. She goes, "Hey, Pokemon fans."
She's got the highest pitched voice in the fucking
Hey,
world.
Pokemon fans.
Hey Pokemon fans, it's Thomas Hero.
This fucking tutorial thing is like broken on this little screen. Can I just turn them off? Is there an option for it?
I don't know. Anyways,
I've already done the tutorials.
we've been, we've been saying for like a year and a half that Digibros is over. Like, we keep going. This is probably the last one because we're moving. Like there was a time that that Victor was gonna move to LA or Austin or something,
or whatever.
He was gonna go to grad school,
Some
and we
things
built it up for like
happening.
a month, and we were like, oh, Victor's going to grad school. It's gonna be the end of Digibros, and then you didn't go to grad school.
I did not.
Then you moved in with Hope, and it was like, oh, could this be the end of Digibros? And no.
That
And it wasn't
because
because I live 10 minutes away.
Okay, the moving in with Hope was not the. Could this be the end of Digibros? Could this be the end of Digibros? Was you deciding you wanted to venture around the fucking planet?
Well, we're
so
going
I think
I'm
we
trying
can start
to set
the
up.
story
I'm
there.
trying to set up a number of times
There's
that it happened.
lore.
Okay,
There's many times that it was the end of Digibros.
Lord.
Yeah, and then the last time it was I was taking off. I was gonna adventure the country and live in different places all the time, and who knows, maybe never come back home again.
Yes.
So Digibros was over, and
so I mean,
but we
for the audience, I think
Yeah.
we can start off with updates on what the
Okay.
fuck you're doing and what that
Okay.
situation is.
it's actually the end of Digibros.
Okay. That's I think what we all wanted to hear.
Well, we concluded.
I'm gonna play the fuck out of this
Even
game.
before the Dark Souls 3 DLC playthrough, which we in it acted like it was the end of Digibros. Even then, we were saying that we would probably just continue Digibros as whenever we happened to be in the same place.
Exactly.
And do one together. So
which is what's happening right now.
yeah, exactly. But I am actually moving to New York on the 12th. It's currently the
Not New York City.
8th,
New York country.
9th. Yeah, New York State.
New York Outback.
Yeah, Rochester.
You might as well be
Yes.
moving to Canada.
Yeah, kind of.
To
It's like right on
backwoods
the border
Canada.
of Canada.
Because I'm gonna see how fast I can progress through Slime Rancher because I've beaten this game. I love it a lot. I think it's got the best graphics of any game ever made.
So don't know how you
It
can
looks-
possibly. It looks like Sonic Boom.
It looks fucking dope. And there's cool levels. You start
It's
off
just
in
like
the
it's
desert.
just Unreal Engine
What are you
stuff.
fucking- Unreal Engine? What are you talking
This is
about?
what Unreal Engine looks like.
What are you... It looks like a fucking PS2 game. It's dope.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, whatever.
Denied.
Hating on my passion.
I'm not hating on it. I'm saying it's Unreal Engine, like every other fucking game ever made. Like, the
probably.
most common engine in the fucking world.
Whatever. Either way, it's got little slime
Terra
boys.
Online.
They're happy.
One of my.
They
what
poop
I consider
out.
one of the best looking
They
games.
poop out little plorts,
Um,
and they're fucking dope, man. It's dope.
they are adorable. My only
And I will
familiarity
murder them.
with this game is that they played it on Game Grumps.
Yeah.
For like 3 or 4 episodes, and
It's just about making money. It's about becoming a fucking tycoon. It's about growing an empire, and it's about exploring.
it's still in early access.
Yes.
As you can see, I'm guessing they put that on screen.
It's literally coming out like in 20 days or something.
I'm guessing that they. Well, I mean, this has been in early access for like a year.
Yeah, but they've updated it to the point where it's supposed to come out in August, and there's only one level that needs to come out.
I'm guessing that the reason for the permanent burned-in Slime Rancher early access is so that Let's Players can't, like, you know...
Yeah, probably.
So that, like, everyone knows
that
it's early access. Anyways...
Gotta eat these guys before they combine with other guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to New York, so it is actually the quote-unquote end of Digibros.
Yes,
but, like... But, you know,
and then you end
anytime we're in the same place, it can happen again. So
long-term hiatus.
The question is, are we even going to bother breaking it up into episodes, or should this just be a long-ass Digibros episode?
That would be easier for me.
Yeah. Because, like, breaking it up into episodes makes sense if it's an ongoing show that goes forever. But, like, with the Dark Souls 3 DLC, for instance, where we, you took so long to edit it that it didn't even come out the next day after the end of the previous run.
Did that matter? It didn't matter.
And
people expect us to have long pauses because the show's over.
Yeah, well, it's just there's no point for there to be multiple episodes if it's going to be like a once in a fucking 6 months thing. So
yes.
Might as well make it the Digibros dump. A big dump.
Poop.
Drop a big, long, unbroken log
Those
of Digibros. A big, hard
You know, I don't need these guys yet. I need
poop.
chickens. I don't need roosters. I need
Just not
chickens.
paying any attention.
It's a big, long poop. You establish that it's a long dump. It
You're
poops.
so into this game.
I am super into this game.
So, should we explain that we also have, like, two guests, two
yeah,
audience
we should.
members?
I expected that a little
Yeah,
sooner,
you didn't
but
say anything.
We're free-forming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very open episode of Digibros.
Well,
that,
this is
Freeform.
what's special about this episode is this is the waifu edition of
Whoa,
Digibros.
we have girlfriends.
Yeah.
Bro, dude, sick, dude. Seriously, bro.
Well, we've got Hope,
bro.
who everybody's heard of before
Yes.
because she's been on the show.
She's been canon for quite
and
a
now
time.
Canon waifu.
She had a whole arc and everything.
Yeah, and now
You're
we've
right.
also
What we've talked about.
we've also got May here, who is who's my girlfriend.
Yes, you might have
Say
known
hello.
her from
Hi,
Pokemon.
guys.
From Pokemon.
Yes.
Oh, May, the character May. I understand.
It's the exact same May from Pokemon. She's
Yes.
actually here. She's all grown up.
Lord have mercy.
It's literally May from Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know if these two are gonna say anything this playthrough. They'll probably just sit there and giggle.
Probably.
Get trumped by our constant dialogue.
Yeah.
Don't want to overshadow you. Yeah, I don't have a loud voice.
Unlike us, who just shout
only is,
constantly.
yeah.
That's the idea. That's the game.
I never really appreciate how much louder Victor is than me until we do Digibros. Not because he sounds louder, but because when I look at the recordings, he is way louder. Like, I'll angle the mic more towards me, and still, like, you know, in the audio mixing, Victor always comes out way the fuck louder.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's missing the part of his brain that regulates his, like,
Yeah.
voice level.
Everything.
It's just Ben and Nate both have the same thing that you do of just not realizing how loud you are at basically.
I think I realize
all times.
how loud I am. It just doesn't matter. I can't control.
Yeah, you know what? That's
Am
fair.
I gonna tone it down?
You do realize it because
We've been doing this
you
for
are
a while.
capable of toning down your voice in like a restaurant or public.
Yeah. But this is
whereas
a show.
Ben,
This is an
Ben
animated
and Nate
series.
just literally don't know how loud they are, and therefore are loudly saying off-color remarks in public all the time.
Yeah. Hope does that too
About the
sometimes.
race war.
Wow, fight me, bro.
You will talk shit about people in public, and I'm like.
Only because
They're
those
right.
people are normally garbage. And
Yeah,
so-
I mean, I know you don't care, so that's why I don't do anything.
What are you just
I
like? Look at
also
this
don't care.
fat. Is that the kind of?
Not like fat people.
No.
You
Yeah.
don't make fun of fat people.
It's just,
That's not
you know.
politically correct.
Oh. Okay.
He's not eating. Eat this, you fat fuck. You.
Well, there you go.
Are you making fun of gays?
I don't know, man. I can't cite a Pacific example. Move on.
A Pacific example? Can you cite an Atlantic example?
Zingers. Zingers galore. So yeah, we're playing fucking Slime Rancher, which I guess Victor became a big fan of.
It's
or something.
dope.
I barely comprehend what's happening. It's adorable.
I'm burning through. Basically, the idea of this game is to get through the game.
Oh.
And so
it's
gotta,
like every.
You gotta find the big guys.
Look at that guy.
And you gotta load them full of food so that they explode and give you a key.
Oh, this game is
animal
This
abuse?
game is a 10 out of 10.
Exactly. It's a 10 out of 10.
That guy was awesome.
There's like 12 of those guys, man. There's a whole bunch of those guys. So you just gotta keep feeding them until they explode, and then you get the keys, and then you can get through the game. Right now, I'm just trying to make enough money that I can like get big herds of dudes and combine the dudes, and then I can get more money, and then I can get through the game. But I gotta start getting money.
This game really does look like Sonic Boom, though.
What are you talking?
There's a level in Sonic Boom that is identical
Except
to
when
this
it's in
entire
Sonic Boom,
game.
it looks like shit because Sonic Boom shouldn't look like this. It should look decent.
That's fair.
This is like aesthetically poor looking, you know?
Aesthetically poor looking? Is that the sentence you wanted to say?
Yes, it absolutely is.
Okay.
Anyways, I just
think you
remembered
meant
I
the
need
game
to
has a good
carrots.
aesthetic in that.
Yes, it's the best.
And that the
looking
charm
game.
is that, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I like it a lot. I'm just like
Yeah, I've gathered
Samus
that.
with the sucky gun. I run
Samus
around
with
and
a
I
sucky
suck,
You.
and I deposit.
Well, Vic, it's been fucking 2 months since we recorded the last Digi
Yeah.
Bros. Surely something's happened.
No.
Has anything happened to you at all? Anything? Even one thing? You guys had any fun adventures together? Or
Have we?
Oh.
Hope,
What
do
do
you
we
remember
do?
anything that
Besides
happened the
going
last
to
2
DC?
months?
We've watched a lot of shit. Yeah, we went to DC.
How
But
was
I think
that?
I think we were still doing Digibros then. weren't
Were you?
I don't know.
It was May.
I think we did talk about a DC trip on Digibros.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's all the shit
Yeah, I can't whisper
is
all
there anything you wanted to talk about on this show?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Castlevania.
zoning out, man. Oh yeah, we watched Castlevania, the
Castlevania.
Netflix animated series.
So
Netflix original.
I wanna bring up the fact that I was at Anime Expo and there was a thing in the brochure that said the sentence, what was it? Oh yeah, it was, Frederator and Netflix present Castlevania.
Yeah.
Excellent.
A sentence that broke me for a second. I didn't know what I was reading when I saw that sentence. So how is the Frederator and that's what it is, right? Frederator?
Yeah, Frederator
Yeah.
and Netflix.
How does the Frederator and Netflix Castlevania for you?
It was amazing. Go watch it right now. 10 out of 10, flawless. The voice acting, animation, everything's perfect. Just go.
It sucks. I mean, in shorthand, it sucks.
Well, was there something you wanted to say about it? You sounded excited to talk about it before
I
the
feel
show.
like I was. Now, like,
We just watched all 4 episodes
My
today.
life is
Like,
chaos.
if
Oh,
it's
it's
not
only
fresh in
4
your mind now.
episodes?
yeah, there's only 4. Because I watched the first episode and I was like, it seemed okay. It seemed neat. It's got like, you can tell it has like real actors for the voice actors, so that was interesting. I was like, oh, maybe they really gave a shit and they really tried. It has a really cool intro thing. And then like, I didn't realize that there was only 3 other episodes. It's just a 4-episode OVA. And the other 3 episodes completely suck ass. They are the most boring thing ever put to animation. And it's like, what the fuck was the point?
Well, the problem is that every episode is the main character, Trevor Belmont,
Trevor Belmont. Motherfucking Trevor Belmont.
goes to a place, he meets a guy, they have a conversation that ends up with them just arguing with each other until it elevates to a place where they're basically just yelling at each other.
Yes.
And that's like 20 minutes
It'll
of
always
dialogue.
be 2 guys standing, looking at each other, having a conversation that escalates into argument, and then it's just over. And you're like, why?
And it's boring.
Who thought this was exciting?
Sounds horrifying.
It's fucking
It's
awful.
awful. Yeah. But,
Okay.
I mean, Trevor Belmont.
It's horrendously boring. It's
Well-
remarkably pointless.
Well, I went on an epic adventure for 2 months.
Yes, you did.
So
all
I guess
so you're
I'm
like,
gonna
all right,
probably do most of the talking for this episode.
These guys are clearly done talking about Netflix's Netflix.
The Netflix? Yes, Netflix is the Netflix.
The nutty
Coming
for
soon
Netflix.
to Netflix.
Hope, has anything good come out on Netflix?
Oh,
I know you,
fuck.
I know you guys
Something.
watch.
There was
Didn't
the
we
porn
enjoy
show
something good?
about
recently?
porn people? That was good.
When the hell?
Remember the porn?
I'm really
That was
enjoying
old as shit.
insisting that,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
you
I mean, I
talk.
talked about it on Digi
No.
But I'm the only one with anything to say.
Bros.
God, was Voltron the last good thing we watched on
Yeah,
Netflix?
Voltron's great. Everyone watched Voltron.
Is that the
I mean,
only
there's,
good thing
there's
that
stuff
exists
that's
on
kind
Netflix?
of okay, and that's the best you get out of Netflix.
Oh, Netflix.
Okay, well,
we
so
watched a lot of HBO.
I guess I
Oh,
could.
yeah, there you go.
I guess I could tell stories starting from when the last Digibros was,
Go
right
ahead.
before I left.
You're the man.
Fire.
So
You're on. You're
So I
killing it.
went on this epic adventure, and initially, you guys heard all the on the last Digibros on the Dark Souls 3 DLC, there was talk of an RV and all that
Yes.
shit,
That was the
and then
game plan.
I think by the time we did the last episode of the DLC, that had changed, right? Like when we finished it off, that I had my
What?
my final plan, right?
Uh-huh.
Because the final
Yeah,
plan,
yeah.
So I've explained what the plan was going in.
I guess.
Which was to go and live with different friends for about a week at a time. So to live with Best Guy Ever for a week, to live with Endless Jess for a week, and to cross the Midwest to go to Portland and live with Blind Skywatcher for a week, and then finally go to Anime Expo. Because I had to be there at the end of all this because I have a panel there and I was an invited guy, and then I would cross the country back the other way, and come home in time for Crunchyroll Expo, which they're planning to fly me to. So that was the grand scheme.
Yes.
So the start of my trip, I thought, well, there's this really sexy girl who's been Snapchatting me for the
Yeah.
last couple of months.
Did we talk about that on Digibros? I don't know.
The Snapchatting?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I've talked about it on the pub crawl.
Okay.
I don't know about on Digibros. So, this really hot girl was Snapchat sexting me, and
Bro,
for
Bro.
like
Dude, that's fucking sick, bro.
for like 2 straight months, and it was sick, dude. It was fucking sick, dude.
Sick, dude.
Like seriously,
Bro.
like
Seriously, bro.
Wow.
sick, dude.
I gotta feed this guy.
So I was like-
I had a plan.
I was like, we should, well, the whole time I guess we had kind of intended to meet in person eventually. Like, that was kind of on the table from the beginning. Like, hey, I would totally come to your house. You said that.
I did.
And I was like, sick. But then you were like, I'd come to your house in the summertime. And I was like, well, I'm about to go on this fucking adventure. I'm going up through the northern part of the country anyways, because you were in Rochester, New York. And so I was like, well, I'm going to basically pass through there. Why don't I come see you? And then we can meet and hang out and find out if we're cool and shit. And so I did. I decided to start the journey there because, what better way to start the journey? And so I came to her house and stayed there for a week. And it turned out that it was really fucking sick, dude.
Bro!
Like,
Dude.
seriously, like,
Bro.
Seriously, bro.
Seriously.
It's fucking sick, bro.
Sick.
Yeah,
Sweet.
it was a really good time, and I fell in love, and I was like,
Aw.
yeah, gay.
So you
Yeah, it
lost
was
your
gay.
gay virginity.
Yeah, my gay virginity. That's what falling in love does.
Yes,
Yeah.
it makes you lose your gay
Yeah.
virginity.
Last time I only lost my straight virginity, which is not worth anything anyways. This time
Yeah.
I lost my gay virginity, which
Hell
is
yeah.
far more important. So immediately I was like, well, this changes everything because while I was planning this whole idea of going around the country and living with all these people and going to Anime Expo, this plan only really eventuated at Anime Expo, and I didn't know where I was going to go after that. Now, the original conceit was like, I'll be figuring out where I'm moving. Like, I'll be deciding where my final destination is based on the cities that I visit. But, like, I mean, cities... first of all, they're not, like, that different from each other. Like, your baseline life experience isn't going to be that different. It's really, like, what am I close to? Is there anything nearby that I could go visit every once in a while? Or is this a city that's big enough that bands will actually play here? You know, like, that's the only stuff that really matters. But, when I met May over here, then, like, I thought, well, now I'm less concerned about that stuff. I already know I just want to move in with her, because that would take care of the boredom and loneliness as it is.
I figured immediately, I was like, you're really just searching for some sort of purpose in this life.
Yeah.
And so you immediately found a bit of purpose.
Not so much purpose as belonging.
Yes,
I would say. Like, well, this place is fucking boring, is the long and short of it. It's boring, and
you can't find girls on the Tinder.
No. Everyone here is a military people, and they're not my people.
Yes.
Whereas May here is my people. And you know, that was, I mean, because you're a fan of my videos, it's kind of understood that, like, you would be my people.
I was wondering, I was like, are you an anime fan or something?
Yeah.
Like, Digi Bros fan?
She found me through Jeff Thu, so I owe him.
I
owe him one.
Oh god, I could rant
Thanks,
about that
Jeff
motherfucker.
Really? Now,
His fucking videos just continue to be more and more trash over time. Did you see he put out another SAO video about the good parts of SAO, and I'm like, this is so...
SAO got right.
Like, it's just a cash grab, like, out of nowhere. There's no demand for an SAO video right now. There's no point behind it at all.
I unsubbed Jeff months ago, so I wouldn't even...
I just like to rage see it. They just you're not subscribed to them, right? They just get suggested to us.
Yeah.
We just see it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like a daily rage.
Keeps the blood pumping.
Jeff's kind of been my my punching bag lately of a person to make fun of.
Fun punching bag.
But I owe him one thing, which is that May was watching his videos and found me, and then after finding me, she was like,
"Great erase debate, by the way."
Yeah, the great erase debate.
Piece of shit anime.
Yeah, had you seen
Did
Erase?
You watch
Oh
Erased?
yeah.
Yeah, I watched
was
like
keeping up
8
with
episodes
that.
or something.
What'd you
I
think of
didn't finish
Erase?
I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
It was aight.
So you fell on my side of the debate, would you say?
Yeah, I was definitely more convinced by your arguments.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm much better at arguing than Jeff is, so
Yeah.
that helps. But so I guess you found me and you.
It's too fat. Oh, he exploded.
You never turned back to Jeff. You were just like, oh, turns out he's boring and this guy's cool. But
they ate the rooster.
But anyway, yeah. So after that, I was like, well, nigga, I'm fucking trying to
continue. I'm
just
so
like,
focused.
You're just like mumbling chickens over and over again under your breath. It's quite distracting.
Chickens.
So yeah, after New York, which I wouldn't say we did much that I could talk about publicly. What did we do anything the first week?
We went to the beach.
Yeah, there's a
Took me to work.
there's a sort of beach in Rochester.
Because they were doing it, bro.
Sick, bro.
Sick, dude. Alright, now we're at the first little dungeon.
We were in a hotel. That was neat.
Cool.
Hotels are interesting.
You scarred my family for life.
Yeah, we scarred her family for life. Because the first couple nights we were at her house. Because her dad was out of town. But the little brother and sister were there.
Oh.
But you said it was okay because they do the same thing to you.
They do.
So
they're like shade.
yes, they're like shade. Exactly.
Little shits.
Yeah. So. I thought you said that shade. You didn't usually hear them.
You got the idea though.
Yeah.
Actually, no, because when I was in there where I can hear everything in the house, I would hear shit sometimes. I would hear shit that I did not want to hear.
Excellent.
Or not very clean.
Not very clean.
At least I heard what I strongly interpreted as things I did not want to hear.
There's a certain sect of Digibros audience who's probably just got really excited that you said very clean. Because I'm realizing that
I don't say it anymore.
Yeah, we don't say it that much anymore, but our audience still really loves that meme of saying very clean. And, like, we kind of dropped the ball on it. So I feel like it's, it needs to come back.
Yeah, now we got radioactive fucking nuclear
Can
slimes.
these guys imagine dragons?
Yes.
Radioactive! Oh, okay, I get it.
Radioactive!
Took me a second.
Oh,
Anything to get Victor to sing a
I poop
song.
in my house. I poop in my pants. That's how the song really goes.
You know what realization I had? You wanna have a do you feel old yet moment?
Sure.
I realized that I'm on a boat is over 10 years old.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Lonely Islands, I'm on a boat.
God.
Was
that before Project Awesomeness?
Yeah, it was at the latest 2007.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
Yep, 10 years since I'm on a boat.
That's awkward.
Which means it's been like
I need a jetpack to get
13 years since Dick in a Box, but I didn't catch that one when it was like new.
It's time to really start farming some fucking slimes.
Yeah. So yeah, hung out in New York, and then after that, it was like, okay, well, I pretty much know what my final destination's gonna be now.
Yes.
So the rest of this trip is kind of a formality.
A formality.
Yeah. Well, and also because I couldn't go to New York immediately, because it's like, well, we're obviously not just gonna fucking get a place after a week, and also, you know, we have to find a place, and I have to move all my shit, and I can't stay in hotels here for like a whole month because it would be expensive. So, so I was like, all right, I'll just continue the trip and I'll make it back here eventually. So then on the way, basically because between Rochester and Cincinnati, Ohio, which is where Best Guy Ever is where Fern Gooley lives, and he, the artist formerly known as Jeff Burgess, since you would know him better.
Is he Fern Gooley now?
Yes,
What
he's
is
Fern
that?
now. That's his like genderqueer name.
So he's a gay man.
He's always been a gay man, but now he's like a gay woman and man.
Gay.
Anyways,
Some say homo.
So Fern's house is in Pittsburgh, so I went to his house for a couple days, where it was starkly quiet, out in the hills, the mountains of Pennsylvania, and we made an improv thing on YouTube, and that was good. And I hung out. We drank a lot. I drank a lot the last 2 months. Like, I've probably drank nearly every night for 2 months, and I've gotten used to it. Like, I don't know. I can just drink whenever now, and it's normal.
Whoa.
Does this make sense?
It's almost as
Richard,
if you are an alcohol.
You're so
man.
enraptured in this game that it's really difficult for me to tell when you're paying attention.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, so I hung out in Pittsburgh. That was cool.
There's like a
it's been a while, so it's hard for me to remember everything I said. And also, you keep talking to each other over me, which makes it really difficult to continue my story.
I was generally saying something. She responded.
Yeah, and you. Why were you saying anything? I was in the middle of telling a fucking story.
You know
God damn it!
Racist, and I am sorry.
This is the biggest reason that that you don't do
fun games.
Both. Well, no, that you don't do both extra members let's plays, and also why you don't do couples let's plays is sub talking always happens. Yeah. And we've always recognized this as an issue where like if like for instance if you have Shade and anyone else in the room, then they will sit there.
Just sit there and talk to other people.
Yeah, they'll just sit there and have a
like
conversation in the background, and you're like, guys, we're recording. You have to either be quiet or go away. You know. We've run into that a number of times with those guys. But anyways, yeah, Pittsburgh, lots of drinking, and chilling out in the fucking mountains. And it was, the most notable thing was how quiet it was. I feel like I talked about that somewhere else. I don't know.
Not on Digibros.
Well, you know, it's not super interesting. I don't remember the details.
Sick.
It's been a while. So then I went to Best Guy Ever's house in Cincinnati, Ohio. And Cincinnati is shit, and sucks. The town of Greece, where I only just the way I said that, it made it sound like it was spelled Grease, like the town of Greece.
Greasy town, man.
But the town of Greece in New York is very similar to Virginia Beach. It's just a suburb town kind of thing, you know? It's like there's one big road with a lot of shit on it that cuts through the center, a bunch of suburbs surrounding it. Fairly nice town. There's not even a ghetto really in Greece, it didn't seem like. So yeah, it's a nice area. It's just like where I'm from. Pittsburgh we were in like I don't know, I guess it wasn't like a well-off area, but it was cool looking because it was built onto a fucking mountain. So like everything looked super awesome, and it was an interesting atmosphere because it was so quiet and it was so hilly, and like you could walk most places, but it was so fucking steep that you would burn your legs out really quick. Like Fern and Cassette, they both worked at Dunkin' Donuts, and they would walk to Dunkin' Donuts, and it was like a 30-minute walk on all hills. So their calves were just fucking iron.
Who is Cassette?
Cassette is Fern's partner.
Ah, they're gay.
Yeah, but they're also both genderqueer, so it's difficult to say.
They're...
What?
They need a new word for that.
Yeah, there needs to be a new word. Yeah, they were living in a duplex with two genderqueer couples. So they were one, and then the other one on the floor above them, and they're all a band. They're the band Soft Girl, which is their like female band, whereas they also like Fern distinguishes his male music from his female music.
I see. I'm sure it's very confusing for all of his fans.
No, his fans are probably a bunch of Tumblers who understand these things. Yeah. But like, none of them are very like strict about it. They're not like, oh, get my fucking pronouns right. They fuck up each other's pronouns constantly. Yes. They don't really care.
So they're realistic.
Yes, they are realistic. Yeah, they're all cool. And so after hanging out with them, I went to Cincinnati, and Cincinnati's a hellhole and sucks because everything's super spread out. And like, I think I vaguely saw one time from the interstate a part of the city that looked nice, like what was probably the downtown, you know, where like the nicer buildings are, and it's like on a lake and it looks kind of nice. Yeah. And I assume that part of town's probably okay, but I didn't go there. Instead, we drove around. At one point, we drove to like the place where the college is, where there's like lots of nice restaurants. But that place was a fucking hellhole. And there were fucking people just walking around everywhere, looking like a bunch of college bros, and it was sickening. It was disgusting. Meanwhile, the place where Nate actually lives is like the fucking ghetto, and everything just looks shit. Like it's the kind of place where there's just been no maintenance done to anything, so everything looks run down and shitty and spread out and garbage. And he lived in a tiny apartment with no AC, and it was like 95 degrees the whole week I was there. So basically I was in my underwear like at all times, and none of this bothers Nate. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that he lives in a shit neighborhood or a tiny apartment or with no AC. None of that bothers him. Because, as he puts it, he is beyond such human concerns.
Of course.
That's always what he insists, that he is beyond these things. Yes, he is so Starfleet that he is beyond human concerns.
Oh man, even though you've been gone, it's like you've still been around, because I've listened to every fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Every goddamn procrastinators.
I haven't been on many procrastinators.
Yeah, you actually haven't. Never mind.
I've
heard a lot more of Nate's voice than I have yours.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, so he lives. Oh yeah, I guess I talked about a lot of this stuff when I did the interview with him, like about his apartment and stuff like that. But yeah.
Actually, now I don't know if I heard that interview.
Yeah, I did a 3-hour interview with
Nate
while I was at his place.
No, I did listen to it. I just probably zoned out through a lot of it.
Well, in any case, yeah. The funny thing about it, though, is that even though he lives in a hellhole, Nate has a lot of money. Like, he's really well off because he's got a good job, and he just lives, like, vastly below his means. So he was one of the few guys who I could, like, go out and like go to nice restaurants with and stuff like that. And so
Yeah.
we had this one Steak Boy adventure. Did you hear about our Steak Boy
Boy
adventure?
Yes.
Steak Boys. You did. Where did
I-
you hear about our Steak Boy
From
adventure?
the podcast.
Which podcast did I talk about it?
I don't know. Did you talk about it on the Nate podcast?
I don't think
I
so.
thought you did. I remember hearing. Whatever. Just tell the story.
Well, okay. Well,
Digi
shit.
Bros.
What do you
fans
remember
don't
about
know.
the Steak Boys?
No, I don't remember anything now.
Oh. Well, okay. So Steak Boys, me and Nate went to a like high class restaurant where we spent I spent $75 on just my meal, and he spent like 90 or something.
Good God.
And we had to dress up and everything. It's like a dress code, like a biz cash dress code place. And the waiters are like super fucking they're like on you, man. They're like, oh yes, sir. All of them have like super soothing voices, and they're really nice and respectful, and they want to do everything for you. And they're like fucking, they're on it, man. It's pretty sick. You really aren't paying for the food. You're paying for the experience at a place like that. But yeah, so we went to a nice restaurant and shit, and I don't know. I spent a lot of time working because he worked like long ass days. And the funny thing about Nate, which he would say this is a good quality about himself, but it is the opposite of everyone else I visited. And he's like this to everybody, is that he insisted on like just living his life as normal. I just am there, right? So like he would go to work, and he works till 6 p.m. But like one day he was just like, oh, I had to work on video stuff, so I stayed at the office for an extra 2 hours, and went to work out. So I'm like sitting around bored at his house, like waiting for him to get off so we can go do something. And he's like,
I thought it was also part of your plan that you would continue doing your work and things.
Oh, I did. I worked while he was gone, but for instance, if I'm hungry, I'm gonna be like, oh, it's 6. I'll wait for Nate to get home so we can go out and get food together, But he will not he's not thinking about the fact that I'm there at all, which is fine. I don't blame him for that. But everyone else was completely different. Everyone else is like, oh, we have a guest. This is now a vacation. Or we're going to do things differently. It's all about, the fact that somebody's here.
Yeah.
Nate's the only person who, made no changes. So, there were some days where I really only saw him for, a couple hours. And I spent most of the day sitting around in his hot-ass fucking apartment, putting together videos or, a lot of the times I would just nap for hours because it was so fucking hot that I couldn't stand being awake, So yeah. Now, the opposite experience at Endless Jess's house.
I'm sure it was just you guys hanging out the entire time, right?
Yeah, not just that, but making shit constantly.
I see.
Me and Nate, we did the 3-hour interview, we did an episode of PCP, we did, I think, 2 Aromanga Sensei podcasts, we did a Rick and Morty podcast, and we did the workout training video, and about 8 episodes of Let's Plays.
Yeah.
That was the total haul. Pretty good amount of stuff we did together for how little time we had, because Nate is extremely, work-oriented. If we had time, we were going to do stuff. Granted, Nate also takes 90 years to set up for everything.
I see.
So, he's both a long setup and a long post thing guy.
Seems like a perfectionist, right?
Not because of that, but because he has to take notes, and he's very scatterbrained.
Gotta do his hair.
He can never remember what he's in the middle of doing, so he keeps switching gears and stuff, and trying to get everything ready before you go, and then after it's done, set everything back, and then figure out what he's doing next. Whereas me and Jesse are both just hit record kind of guys.
Yes.
So me and Jesse, I drive to Jesse's house, probably 4.5 hour drive from Cincinnati to Lapeer, Michigan. And we literally, within 20 minutes of me getting to his house, started recording a Blue Glow.
Nice.
And by the end of that night, we had recorded 6 hours of Blue Glow. I showed up, and he's like, oh, I just bought Tekken. And I was like, cool. He's like, you want to play? And I was like, sure.
Yeah.
And then he just he has a microphone just on his table. And so he just goes over and hits record and sits down, and we start playing Tekken,
Amazing.
and we're going. So immediately we did Tekken, and then we played this game called what is it? What's the one where it's like that new puzzle game that tries to look like a fucking fancy art game that they're selling on the Switch? It's like one of the two Switch games that's actually available. You know what I'm talking about?
Snippy game?
No, the fucking game with like the artsy cover. It's like a big blue, like a blue, and there's like a kid and like a castle and like a blue. I don't know, dude. You've looked at the Switch?
I don't know.
Well, it's called...
Is it some indie game that they ported to the
No,
Switch?
it's a game. I mean, it feels like an indie game, but they sell it at GameStop. It's like the only... When you go to the Switch stand, you just see this game.
When was the last time I went to GameStop?
It's called Rhyme. R-Y-M-E.
Oh. That's just
Rhyme.
that's a game that's out on everything that they just put on the Switch.
Yeah, but that's the only way I could... The only information I could use to make you understand what I was talking about. Anyway, that game's shit. That game is a total pile of dog shit.
I'm sure.
Because it's just a puzzle game.
Yeah.
And it tries really, really hard to be like a Eco Shadow of the Colossus type game.
I see.
But it's not. So yeah, it was gay. So we played that for like an hour and a half.
Sprinklers.
Then we jumped right from that into a full Let's Play of ABZÜ, which is the new thing from the Journey guys, which also sucked, but we played through all of it. And then from there, it was just a non-stop, like every day we recorded hours of Blue Glows, and we also did the first 4 episodes of Plebe and the Weeb Season 3. So we watched 10 episodes of Boruto.
So you actually are doing Plebe and the Weeb at Season 3.
Yes, we're already filming for it, even though Season 2 is barely underway.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Is he editing successfully other episodes of the Plebe and the Weeb?
He's been working on episode 2 since epised 1 came out.
I see.
They just take that long. Like people are constantly asking me like, wait, is there supposed to be like a release schedule? I thought they were gonna be like every week, and I'm like, why? How could they? You saw how long it took for episode 1 to come out. Why would you think episode 2 would just suddenly be a breeze? You know, I mean, it'll be faster because his room didn't flood anymore. But like, you know, these things take a lot of fucking time to edit. They're an hour long, and they've got a ton of shit in them.
Yes.
But anyways, so yeah, he's working on episode 2. He didn't work on it for the week I was there because we were doing other shit, and we recorded the first 4 episodes of season 3. So we watched 10 episodes of Boruto, which is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost, if you've seen enough Naruto that you have any opinion of Naruto, it would be worth watching Boruto just for the novelty of it. Like, just watch a few episodes just to be like,
I mean, it's
man,
still Naruto,
this is Naruto but it's nothing. It's a fucking, like, okay, Naruto is a show for kids, but it's, you know, a show that you can watch as a teenager or whatever.
Yeah.
Boruto is a children's cartoon.
I see.
Boruto is a high school fun time. It's structured like one of those 50 episodes kids shows. You know what I mean? Like a
interesting.
I would compare it in terms of tone and style.
So
I would compare it to Tribe Cool Crew.
The author just wanted to make something where he could just have it go forever
He doesn't
without
even
having to
make
put any
Boruto.
plot into it. Whoever's making it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Boruto is like an ongoing manga or
It doesn't have to be bogged down by
like I thought
having
the
a
manga
story.
was just a brief tie-in thing, and then the anime was its own. I don't know.
I
I have
know
no
nothing
idea.
about it.
It just, if you watch Boruto, it really feels like a 50 episode kids show, not like a ongoing shonen thing. So yeah, it feels like a Saturday morning cartoon kind of thing. I don't know if that explanation makes sense to people who haven't seen as much anime as we have. Like, but yeah, if you've seen like Tribe Cool Crew, it feels like that. But it's not bad, and we watched a Harlock movie, and that CG Harlock movie that's on Netflix.
Yeah, is that good?
No.
All right.
I mean,
We watched the
it's not
CG.
bad, but it's not good enough to watch. Did you watch the
Blame.
Blame
We watched
movie?
Blame and then
We watched Blame.
um,
Blame was Gantz.
I heard that.
Gantz.
Was shit.
Gantz was super cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll watch Gantz for the Plebe and the Weed.
It's just kind of fun.
It's fun, yeah.
We also, what was the other 2 we watched? Harlock, Boruto. Clerks, the TV series. Which is
How
one of
is
Jesse's
that?
favorite shows. It's pretty good. It's only 6 episodes, so you could marathon that in a fucking sitting.
I'd always thought it was like a whole show.
Nope, it was planned to be, but you know they only ever made 6.
Look at him.
It's pretty interesting.
That is food.
And then the other one was on something shitty. Oh no, it was something great. It was on Snow White with Red Hair, or Akagami no Shirayuki Hime. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Has anybody seen it?
One episode.
It's a good show. The funny thing is that I had just gone outside to have a phone conversation with May here that went on for an hour and a half. So while I was outside, because we were in the middle of recording a Blue Glow, I think, or we were taking a break from it, and I told Jesse, like, hey, just keep going without me, I'm gonna go take a phone call. And he said he went for like 5 minutes and quickly realized that he had no idea, like, why am I doing this without him here? So he stopped recording and then just literally opened up Hulu and just put on something to make fun of it. Like, he was just going to put on, like, what looked like a bad anime. So he put on Snow White with Red Hair, and I come in and he's like halfway through episode 2 and he's like completely enthralled with it. He was like, oh, I thought this was going to be shitty, but it turns out it's great. And so I was like, yeah, this is a really good show. It was on my top list of 2014. And so we just sat there and watched the whole first season and did a plea with a weeb on it.
Another one of these guys.
Then, and then we did just a million Blue Glows. We played through a significant amount of New Super Luigi Bros.
What the fuck?
Like,
New Super Luigi
probably
Bros.
like 12 or 13 hours of Luigi.
Jesus Christ.
Because, basically each level has 3 hidden stars, and so Jesse had already beaten the game, so he was just going to go through and get all the hidden stars.
Yeah.
And so we had like 12 hours of Jesse getting hidden stars.
Good God.
And what was the other game we played a shitload of? We played Another World, and fuck, there was something else we played like hours and hours of, but I don't remember what it was. In any case, we played a lot of fucking video games, and over the course of making that much content, and you know, me and Jesse, our chemistry is bullshit and jokes and like weird stuff. Yes. So we came up with so many running jokes during this that
so
if you're listening to like the later episodes, they would probably be completely incomprehensible without watching the earlier ones. Oh yeah, Lord. Tomb Raider, the newer Tomb Raider, we played a shitload of. The what's the second one called?
Rise of the Tomb Raider. That game's fucking dope.
Played like probably 8 hours of that as well.
Nice.
And yeah, so there's just a constant like weird running gags and jokes and stuff, and it's intense. It's a lot of fucking Blue Glow. And Jesse literally has like more than a year worth of Blue Glow now, because he still had ones from RadCon 2 that haven't been released. And then his girlfriend Boozy Floozy came up and they recorded a shitload of stuff while she was there. And then she came as well while we were doing it. So there's a bunch with all 3 of us as well. And like, yeah, basically he's got like probably over 50 hours of Blue Glows sitting on his computer right now. And he said he's gonna make it so the show is like a consistent show. Like, he's gonna schedule them and like make episodes and make it so it's like a show that goes on forever, and it'll just like actually run itself. So yeah, lots of Blue Glow, and I think they're all great. I really hope people will watch them, because like, the funny thing about doing that is that I barely made any of my own content that week. All the stuff that we made was Blue Glows and Pleading the Weebs that all weren't going to come out for a long time. And it's like, I can tell my audience, like, yeah, you know, there's content that's going to come later that we spent this week making, but I don't know if any of them care. Because who watches the Blue Glow among, like, my patrons, you know? Like, they barely even watch Digi Bros. So, you know, I hope people will check it out, because I think they're fucking great.
No one watches any of your best content, man.
Yeah, it's true. Digi Bros is great. I mean, this episode, I don't know.
It's like, it's a completed series that's there to watch.
This episode is weird.
This episode
this game is really strange to look at.
I'm also, like, rushing around trying to do things.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
I'm trying to, like, make
you have at
no
point explained anything about how this game works.
Alright.
So I literally don't know what you're doing.
What I'm doing is, In this game, you capture the slimes, you put them in corrals so that you can feed them to mine their poop, so that you can sell their poop. And then, like, you get to new areas in the game by, like, feeding those big ones and getting keys. So the idea is to start cultivating the foods that you know that the big ones want to eat. And the best way to cultivate the foods, and you also have to get like upgrades for your gun and stuff. So I'm trying to get the right foods to cultivate, to get a lot of money, to get more upgrades, to cultivate more food, to feed to the big guys, to get better slimes that give me more money. And also you combine the slimes so that they'll give you 2 types of crystals at the same time.
So this is one of those like addiction loop games.
Sort of. Well, that's the loop that I discovered. It's more of an adventure game. And, like, you kind of discover to do all those things, like, as you get deeper in. And then once you, like, start having a ton of fucking slimes going around, it becomes the addiction loop of constant chaos and, like, trying to maintain all your guys while also progressing through the game.
I mean, is there anything that makes you, like, lose your guys? Like,
if you don't take care of them right, then, basically 2 slimes can combine into 1 slime, but if they combine with the 3rd guy, they turn into Black Plague that kills all of the other slimes in the area. So you have to make sure your slimes don't break out of their cages and go combine with other slimes and then kill each other.
what's the deal with radioactive slimes?
They just make me nuclear if I get too close. Basically all of them just give you different crystals that give you different amounts of money. This is a giant board that you get money from, and it has all the different crystals and their worth, and it changes by the day which ones are worth more.
So it's the stock market.
Yes, it's the stock market.
This is the economy game. This game is literally the economy, the game.
Yes.
So have you not unlocked the second area yet?
I've unlocked the first area to go into. That's where I found the boom guys and the rad guys, so that's what they're called. And then, basically I gotta get more upgrades to get the other parts. And then I can expand my ranch. So there's 4 more sections of ranch I can unlock through these, but they cost a bunch. So I just gotta get a whole bunch of money so I can unlock those, so I can hold more slime, so I can get more money. So I'm still at the very early stages of this, and I'm trying to, like, speed through the early stages.
Investment banking. So does the game, like, pick up speed as you get to, like...
Yeah, you can kind of build your own pace. Where, like, I can put, like, 20 slimes in here. Because if I upgrade this and get an air net, then they won't be able to break out of the top easily. So I can put, like, fucking 30 of them in there, and be getting a lot more. I should actually put a lot more in there, because there's only, like, 5 guys. Because the more you shove in there, the more crystals you can get. But you gotta make sure you can feed them all fast enough, or it's not gonna go up.
Okay.
And they're gonna...
Does the day-night cycle contribute anything other than graphic, like, making it not...
Like, you
boring?
can... It progresses the time of plants growing and stuff.
Okay.
And you're supposed to sleep during the nighttime, but I realized that you don't have to, so I don't. Because I could get more done. Because you need that extra time to be branching your dudes.
Ranching your dudes.
Yeah.
The dude ranch.
So I planted heartbeats that are good for the rock guys. The pink guys will eat anything, so they're good at the beginning of the game, so you can feed them whatever. And these
But
guys
I'm guessing they don't give you
like
very good
vegetables and chickens. I'm hoarding these chickens right now because I want to bring the chickens to the fat gray slimes. And it's really hard to raise chickens, so I don't feel like making a chicken coop. I make chicken coops. This is an upgraded plot of land.
I think I understand.
Yes. Ranch and slimes,
So
man.
what exactly are you doing currently? Like, what's your what are you doing right now? What is your
Right now, I'm
short-term
kind of
goal?
just trying to get money so I can
Okay.
expand.
So you're just shitting
Oh,
around
shit.
waiting
Oh,
for your
fuck.
guys to poop.
Oh no! I shot a pink thing in there.
Whoops.
Fuck! Oh, I fucked up. I killed everything. See, these are the black guys that'll go around murdering everything because they're black. No!
So
They're gonna go kill the other guys! I gotta throw them into the water! I don't have the... I can get a gun that shoots water and then I can kill them, but right now I don't have the gun and they're gonna kill all my guys! No! No!
I like them.
I accidentally shot the pink crystal in there and then those guys ate the pink crystal and became sludge monsters.
So,
they are spooky, and I like them. Oh, fuck, I
you
died.
got killed.
Oh, they definitely took over my whole ranch now.
How far does
Son
it
of a
set you
bitch.
back?
Not very far. Because it doesn't get rid of the stuff I upgraded.
Oh, okay. Beer number 1. Down. How long have we been
Alright.
recording for so far?
I hope it's still recording.
It is, but I
Okay.
can't tell. I can't see the length.
I'm sure it's been a while. I'm sure it's been
I'm gonna say
fucking
half
great.
an hour.
The fans will love it. What's going on? The game broke.
It's counting up the days. It's making
Why
me
is
You've been
sleep
sleeping for like a week.
Why have I been sleeping for a week?
That's
That's not normal.
oh,
What the
no!
Monster Rancher.
Retry
Why?
Slime Rancher, not Monster Rancher.
No!
Same thing.
Monster Rancher is a 2000s card.
The game broke now!
Well,
Oh, well,
let's
that slime
see
is
what
a happy
happened.
slime.
that early
Did it eliminate
access,
my
though.
game?
Oh!
Hey!
Alright, we can do this.
Oh, it's not too late.
Right
I'm
back,
alive!
right
I'm
back
alive!
into the action, baby.
I'm alive, motherfuckers! You can't kill me! No! Oh god, they're gonna kill me again.
So did a day pass, or is it
I
just
No.
think
he
it
hasn't
just
died
just
yet.
put me back where I was because it like
Okay.
glitched out.
sick?
Shit, I just gotta save all my guys before they get ate by the black men.
I am a black man.
the Negroid slabs.
Kinky Negroid slime. That's
No!
that's a reference to another
Please.
Digibros episode.
Please, like, not break the game.
Can you remember which Digibros episode?
Okay, there
Hey.
we go. Normal
Victor,
progression of time.
can
Alright,
you-
my guys are still all here.
Hey, they didn't die.
Hey, and I've got a whole bunch of crystals to farm.
Oh,
Woo,
this
suck up
turned
the
out.
beats. It actually turned out pretty good. Oh
Seems
god, those
like-
guys are breaking loose because they're hungry.
Seems like going to bed is a good idea because then
Yeah.
you don't fucking shit around.
It can
all
be,
day.
but there was other things I was trying to do. But then, yeah, I forgot that at this point in the game I don't need to be doing that many things and I can get a lot more money if I go to bed. Okay. I'm used to the end game where, like, literally it almost takes me an entire day to feed all my fucking slimes.
Alright, well, I guess I'll get back to my story now.
Sure.
So yeah, Lapeer, Michigan, where Jesse lives. Unexpectedly nice place. Like,
Uh-huh.
I really like his town. It's not very big, and I can understand why it would get extremely boring if you, like, lived there for more than a year. But, it's just very quaint and clean, and, like, you can tell the people who run the town care about the town, and, like, yeah, it's a cool place. And, even Jesse's house is nicer than I expected it to be. Like,
yeah, you always just imagine he lives in some kind of hellhole because that's what he makes it sound like.
well, it's, like, the problems with where he, like, with his living situation are more people-related than they are, like, place-related.
Yeah.
I mean, his basement flooding is obviously a huge fucking issue, but, like, the basement would be cool if it didn't flood. Like, it's a huge fucking room
Yeah.
with two, like, I mean,
And his mom turned out to be a super nice lady.
yeah, his mom's really cool.
I had always imagined that his mom was some kind of psycho.
No, his mom's, he loves his mom and she's fine.
Yeah.
The problem, most of the problems, it is, well, I'm not going to get into it. He doesn't want me to talk about his personal shit, but,
Okay.
like, put simply, the problems in his family are more related to his sister than his mom, and the fact that they kind of enable the sister is really the issue. But he's getting out of there before too very long, and,
I was about to say, I thought he was moving in with Boozy.
yeah, Boozy Floozy's gonna take him out of that fucking place.
Make him a man.
Before this year is out.
Make him a real man.
But yeah, so it was really cool being at his place. Aside from the only part that sucked was not really having a good place to sleep most of the time. Yeah, but otherwise it was great, and we made a shitload of content, and the town's cool.
Yes.
And Jesse, while he doesn't make as much money as Nate does, he is also willing to spend money.
Yes, he's very
just because
willing
he
to throw
will.
it down.
So me and him hung out a lot, and you know,
That is an amazing
8
part
out
of Jesse
constantly.
is that he just will blow his money.
yeah. Well,
Not
you know,
care at all.
because it's always gonna get taken by something.
Yes.
You know, that's why he does it, because he's like, I can't hold on to my money because something is always gonna make it have to be spent. So I might as well spend it before that happens. You know. on something I actually want. So yeah. So and I forgot to mention this, but by the time I was in Pittsburgh, so like immediately after New York, I completely changed the plan because driving across the Midwest sounded like a fucking nightmare. Because it's enormous. Like, you can't truly appreciate the size of the Midwest until you see, like, the driving times and the difference. Because driving to New York, I was a 9.5 hour drive, right? We'll say 10 hours because I took a couple stops. So, from here to Rochester was 10 hours. And in the process of making that drive, I passed by Richmond, which is a big-ass city, Washington, D.C., real big city, Baltimore, Philadelphia, the entirety of upstate Pennsylvania, and I mean, I'm not passing through them, but I am passing by, like, Massachusetts, and New York City is in the state, Yeah. And Rochester itself is a fairly big city, bigger city than Virginia Beach, at least it looks like one. I mean, it's got a fucking actual downtown. Like, I'd say it's about the size of Norfolk, in terms of its downtown. So yeah, I passed by a lot of stuff in that 10-hour drive. Now, the drive that I was going to have to take from at some point, when I left Jesse's house, the closest person I knew was DeVue. So I was going to stop at DeVue's house for a night. It would have been 8 hours to get to DeVue's house.
Jesus.
And then from DeVue's house to the next person I know, which is our uncle, who lives in Denver, would have been 8 hours. Here's the thing. Kansas City, Missouri, where DeVue lives, the nearest big city is Denver. That is an 8-hour drive. An 8.5-hour drive to the nearest city. So think about all the cities I passed between here and Rochester, and out there, that would be the distance just to get anywhere. So, yeah, like, it looked like a nightmare. And, again, I could have gone to DeVue's house and stayed there for a night, and then gone to our uncle's house and stayed there for a night. But then from there to Portland would have been a 16-hour drive, and I didn't know anybody in between those. So I was like, I don't know about this. And then I wasn't sure if I even wanted to go, to DeVue's or to my uncle's. And then I also realized when I was looking at my plans, I've allotted myself an entire week for this drive. But it logically will only take 3 days. So what do I do for those 4 extra days? I have no idea. So, like, I had too much time planned for it. So I was like, you know what? This is all a complicated pain in the ass. And also, if I make this drive, and then I also would have to drive, like, I think 14 hours from Portland to LA. So that was also going to be a nightmare drive. And then from LA, the nearest place I wanted to go was Austin, which is another 18-hour drive. So, like, it all looked like it was going to be a bunch of really nightmarish drives, and I didn't really have any clear-cut plans for a lot of those places. So I was like, okay, instead of adding this, or keeping this extra month on my trip of, like, the going all the way over there and crossing back, how about I just fucking fly to Portland, and then fly from Portland to LA, and then fly back home. Cut out the whole second month of the trip, because at this point, I'm real sick of not being with May here. I didn't want to be apart for another month. It was, like, looking like a nightmare, and we were just like, baby, I gotta be back. I gotta be back. So yeah.
You went back.
I changed the plan, and I drove through Canada to get to get back to Rochester.
How was going through the Canadian border?
Not difficult. I had a passport. It's harder to get back into the U.S. than it is to get into Canada. Because when you go to Canada, there's like, it's just like a booth. You drive up to the booth. You show them your passport and ID. They ask you which country you're from and where you're going and why, and then you're like, cool, and they wave you through. Going into the U.S., before you get to the booth, there's like these camera systems that like you have to show your ID to the cameras and it snapshots it, and then like, the guy just I mean, it wasn't like any more difficult, but the guy asked me more questions and like looked at my car more, kind of thing, you know. So yeah, it's just it's a little bit dicier coming back than it is going out, but which is hilarious because America's the country I actually live in, so you'd think it would be easier to get into that one, but
no.
Yeah, so I drove through Canada, didn't stop, just drove right through. And then went back to Rochester, and that time we got a different hotel, which was shittier, because it was an extended stay, and it was cheaper, and in some ways it was cool because they had more like they had a stove.
A stove.
But you know, it was not.
It was a hot plate.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Like
a fucking
efficient.
hot plate.
they had a stove, but it was not great. And they had basically they had all this extra stuff that you would want for staying a little longer, except that all the extra stuff was not very good. And like just in general, the place was just weird and shitty, and it was packed the whole time, and we didn't know why. There's nothing going on in the city, but this extended stay is fucking packed, like every room booked.
Maybe there was a pageant going on.
Like a pageant.
Yeah.
It was booked that for like a whole week. We noticed a lot of them were military people.
I see.
But yeah, it was weird. So because like the first hotel we were at, which is just literally across the street, no one was there. Like the place was was like almost vacant, and that was cool because it meant we could wander around a lot more. At the extended stay, it was just like just weird people everywhere. We're just like, oh, well, I don't want to walk around this place. This place sucks. Yeah, that time we went to Niagara Falls. We walked around Niagara Falls for like 8 hours. That was pretty dope. Niagara Falls is like, it's basically a dope-ass waterfall with two entire cities built around it.
Wow.
Because the waterfall is literally
it's
the
on the border
border.
with Canada,
Like,
right?
it is the border
Wow.
between New York and Canada. And so you've got, on the New York side, the city of Niagara, which is mostly the area around Niagara Falls itself is like a public park, so that's pretty cool. I mean, there's a couple touristy
It's
things,
not really
but
that touristy.
yeah,
It's just a park.
it's mostly just a public park, and it's really fucking cool. Like, it's a really good park. It's enormous, like a huge amount of public park. If you lived in Niagara, you would be there every day, like no question. It's fucking sick. And then on the Canadian side is where it's super touristy, and they've built like a whole fucking city with tons of, you know, big buildings and stuff. Like basically it's a downtown. Tons of casinos, and everything is based around the falls. Like everything there is like, you know, take a picture with the falls, do this with the falls.
Take a picture with the falls.
Food at the
Your
falls.
arm around
like,
the falls.
And part of that is
Take a
because the
snapshot.
Canadian side has a much better view of the falls.
Of course.
Like, the New York side, you can kind of see it. The Canadian side, you can blatantly see it, you know? You're just like, oh, okay. Like on the New York side, there was a sense of mystery almost about, like, like, I can't quite see the whole thing. And then you get to the Canada side, and it's just like, boom, there's the Niagara Falls, you know? But you can see it from everywhere. Like, everywhere in both cities has been designed so that you have a clear view of the falls.
Wow.
So, like, you can be basically at any point and you can see it, especially on the Canada side. Which is hilarious because there's places that are, like, marketed about how well you can see the falls there, even though you can literally see it from the fucking road. You know, like, there's like, all these huge hotels that are, like, you know, like, outlook over the fall hotels, but it's like, I can see it from just standing here on the sidewalk and look at the fucking falls. But yeah, everything's based around the falls, and it's pretty cool. It's a fun day tour kind of place. Though again, if I actually lived in that city in New York, I'd be like there every day, not to see the falls, but just to hang out because it's a huge public park.
Oh, shit. Rebellion.
But yeah, so we did that, and is there anything else that I can describe that we did? We hung out. It was cool.
We made you a terrible dinner.
Oh, no,
A
we
terrible
don't have to
fucking
advertise
pasta.
that.
We
I'm
make
proud of it.
In Hope and Victor's house, we make wonderful dinner every night.
Do you?
Yeah,
Do you guys
we
make-
do. Legitimately,
Yeah,
we make great food, or Hope really organizes the making of the great food.
Yeah, well, we buy
like
great
variety.
food every day.
Whoa, excellent.
Because I have an addiction to eating out, and I can't stop.
Hope finds lots of dope recipes online, and I help.
When you're a poor boy, you gotta make
Yes.
do.
So-
Poor boy.
So after that, going back to Rochester and spending a week there, which was really like, that was super like vacation-y for me. Like both trips were, because like at Best Guy Ever and Endless Jazz's house, I was making content like pretty constantly. When I was with May, it was just like, let's just chill and like hang out, and it really, particularly the first week, like was a revelation because I haven't chilled out for once, like literally in the last year.
Uh-huh.
I have not had a single day I can remember where I just didn't even think about work once. Like the whole time we were at Niagara Falls, I never once thought, like even had the idea of making a vlog about it. I never thought like, oh, what can I write about this later? Oh, how can I turn this into like a, a thing?
You just enjoyed being
Yes,
alive.
I literally just enjoyed being alive, and I was like, what is this feeling?
That's kind of
I
why
feel
I didn't
human.
like take my camera all around DC when we went.
Yeah.
Because it was just like part of this. I just want to like have a vacation.
Yeah.
And
I
not
don't
film 100% of
need
the
to
time.
make content out of everything.
Yeah.
So that was pretty dope.
It's one thing if you're having fun doing it. It's another thing if it's like intrusive into the fun.
And this is where it was. So the first time that I had to leave Rochester, it was a little painful. And being on the road, I kept thinking I wanted to be back. But leaving a second time was a lot more painful. And that was where, because I was at this point, I didn't want to be doing this anymore. Like, I had a whole month of adventure. I felt satisfied that I'd seen America, found where I was gonna go. Cool. Like, this is done. We've done it. Good job, team. We accomplished the mission that we set out for.
Wow. Hashtag great job.
But there was still a week and a half left to go. Or 2 weeks, really, from the time I left. So I came back home for 2 days, in which I immediately realized I had no desire to be here anymore. Like, there had been questions in my mind of like, oh, am I gonna leave my comfortable life from Virginia Beach? As soon as I got back here, I was like, well, I don't want to fucking live here at all. Like, not only in this town, but in this house, which is now completely different.
Yeah.
Nothing's the same, because my parents have moved back in, and they've immediately done, like, a million things to the house, and all their shit that they had bought from the other house is here. And I don't have my room anymore. Now it's Shade and Amber's, and living in the middle of the house is a fucking nightmare that I can't believe you guys put up with for all this time.
Yeah,
I don't know how
yeah.
you lived down here.
It's not fun.
Yeah, especially with the constant friends over that we used to have, who would just barge into your room and be there at all times. But like, yeah, so I was immediately like, okay, well, I don't want to live here anymore. And then I flew out to Portland, and the whole time I was in Portland, the guys who I was with, Blind Skywatcher and his 4 other friends who he shares an apartment with, we're all very cool. Everybody's super nice and super cool. Well, they're all like really close friends, so they get along pretty well. And they haven't been doing it for very long. Like, they've only been doing it for a month. I can tell it's not going to last.
Yeah.
Like, the attitude everyone had was like kind of, okay, this is fine for now, but once we have money, we'll be out of here.
No one wants to be living with 3 other dudes.
No. Well, it's 2 couples and 1 other guy. So
yeah, that poor guy.
yeah. Well, that guy is stoned 24/7.
Oh, nice.
So
Awesome.
yeah,
He's
in
winning.
Portland, weed is legal. And I knew this,
Oh, yeah.
and I knew there was a chance. I mean, I had an idea that I was probably going to smoke some weed once while I was there, because I knew Blind Skywatcher smokes weed. It was more like, because he doesn't have a car, and, his friends all, like, most of them don't, like, one of them has a car, 2 of them have cars, but they work, and, like, they weren't around. So it's like, we don't really have a car. And while the public transport there is amazing, My Skywatch also doesn't have any money. So I was like, we're not really going to go out and hang out much. So we got to finish this album. We got to finish Gay and Dead. That was my goal while I was there. What are we going to do when we're not working on the music? Get high every single day. And so...
Can't afford public transit. Can't afford marijuana.
Oh, marijuana costs nothing.
Oh, God.
It is the cheapest shit in the world, and that's why everyone's high 24/7 there. So, yeah, all we did was make music by day and smoke pot by night, and make weird-ass podcasts and shit. So we made a lot of content. It's just, not unlike with the Blue Glows, I don't know if anyone will care about any of it. And with the Blue Glows, I am at least very confident that it is good content. And while I am confident that Gay and Dead is good content, it's a good album, the stuff we did when we were high is just weird. We made a podcast called The Nice Boys, and we recorded a shitload of it. And most of it is us, like, just sitting around listening to music, like, through the speakers while recording. It's gonna be an odd one. And he's working on editing it. I don't know what he's gonna do to it, but yeah. So expect the Nice Boys podcast.
The Nice Boys.
And then after that was Anime Expo, which by this point I was completely dead. I just wanted to be home, and like the con experience was fun because all my friends were there. You know, Munchie was there, Nate was there. We were sharing the hotel. That was dope. Cider and Chi-Chi were there, and fucking Econ, who we ended up hanging out with like the entire fucking time, and Nino, and all these anime YouTubers. Super Eye Patch Wolf, very cool guy. Yeah, so all that. But the con itself sucked balls. Anime Expo is an overcrowded nightmare. I don't recommend going there, like, unless you're just going to hang out with friends, but don't fly there. Don't, like, make a whole to-do about going to Anime Expo. It's not fucking worth it.
We've got Otakon DC now, so...
Yeah, well, I'm probably not going to that this year.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
Because I won't live here, and it's not close. But I might be going to Crunchyroll... Well, I will probably be going to Crunchyroll Expo on August 25th.
They have a con now?
Yes, Crunchyroll is making their own, like, 2-day con in San Francisco. And they're gonna pay for my fucking ticket. They're gonna pay for my plane.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna see if I can get them to pay for May's plane too. Which I have to ask them about that like today.
Get them to pay for me, and I'll come film CrunchyCon.
And so yeah, that's basically the gist of my journey. I mean, I could go super in depth about Anime Expo because a lot happened in those 4 days, but you know, I've been talking for a while and I'm done doing that. So why don't you talk now, Vic? Got any shit you've been thinking about? Any shit kicking around the old shit can?
I don't know. I feel like I had all these like analyses
Up shit
and
creek
rants
without a
and
shit
stuff
pan.
that I had. What was I ranting to you about the other day about?
Oh, gays.
Gays. I mean, I'm always ranting about the gays.
You were talking about the economy.
The economy.
You were talking about Netflix.
Netflix is
You're
always
talking about Netflix. This is you guys. Paradoxically, Victor, even though I am older than you, through process of living with Hope, have gotten old. Yeah. Because all your opinions are about Netflix.
Well, it's because when you live together for a while, most of what you do is sit around and watch shit because you're getting home from work and we just want to chill. So we just watch Netflix.
Because I'm exhausted.
Why do you watch so much bad stuff though?
Because okay, we don't have cable, so all there is there's Netflix, there's Amazon, and there's HBO.
Watch anime.
Anime takes too much concentration. Cause you gotta
watch dubbed anime on Netflix.
Dubbed anime on Netflix isn't. It's not. No, it's not there. They don't get much great anime.
Dude, when I was at Jesse's house, I made a grand discovery that I'm probably gonna start taking advantage of before too long. Dubs are the most amazing thing ever. No. I made the grand discovery that all of the old long-running shows of my childhood are on Netflix, and they make for perfect bedtime viewing.
Uh-huh.
I put on Inuyasha.
Oh, we went through that, Conrad. We've had Netflix for a long time.
Yeah, we went
on,
through Pokemon.
I put on Inuyasha and
Courage.
passed out by the end of the first episode. Then I put on Rurouni Kenshin and I passed out by the end of the first episode.
Dude, I've been falling asleep to Netflix for years.
What do you put on?
I have all of Courage Cowardly Dog, all of Pokemon,
Oh yeah, that's right.
all of
You do
Inuyasha.
Yeah, well, I've discovered that, and it's good. It's
Yeah,
a good
no
idea
shit.
that you've had there.
Oh, man.
I forgot that you do, like, literally go to bed to cartoons every single night.
Not anymore, now that I live with Hope. Now I go to bed to silence like a mutant.
It's what's wrong with that?
I've learned to do that in the last couple weeks. Yeah, I don't know. It's
just
weirdly
normal life.
possible. I think it's just because you're hearing the sound of a person. It's like less. It's not really silence, you know.
I've done that
But we
for
have
forever.
a fan, so
Well, I
fan goes.
I know I
But
wouldn't
if you
be able to
turn
get
that
to sleep
off,
in actual
then you
silence.
can hear the loud radiator thing outside, and so that's worse. So you keep the fan on.
Yeah, but in the winter that doesn't happen, so it's fine.
Yeah, I guess.
Cause that's AC, you know.
It's fine. I like it. It's good. Sleeping is fun. I like sleeping.
Dude.
Sleeping is one of the best things. It's the best part of the day is going to sleep. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I do a lot of sitting around my room losing my mind when I don't have enough work.
Yeah.
And playing games like this. Which
Yeah.
you can tell is a mindless fucking rampage. Literally, I will be playing this game, like, when I get to the point where my farm's
How many
pretty
times
big.
have you played through this game?
I've only played through it once.
Okay.
But, like, I got my farm pretty big pretty quick. And I will just run around losing my fucking mind. Just like, I gotta yeah, Hope has come home to
from
witness
work,
this.
and he's like frantically running to all the different portions of his farm, and I'm just watching this like, oh, all right, yeah. You look like you're stressed out.
But it's good because I need that kind of like stressful game where you can be thinking about multiple things at the same time to keep me from thinking about anything else.
Yeah.
Like to keep me from thinking about the unnecessary life stresses because thinking about that stuff doesn't get you anywhere.
That's why I
Like-
vlog.
Exactly.
Because you can't think and talk at the same time. So if
Oh,
you're
true.
constantly talking, you don't have time to think about the soul-crushing loneliness. That was how I handled the last week before I went to fucking Rochester, where I put out 7 hours of me going through my entire dropped list and explaining why I dropped every show.
Good God.
Because no one was here. Ben
Yeah.
and DeVue had left, you were gone, Shade and Amber were never around, Mom and Dad weren't back yet, so, like, no one was in the house. And
Yeah,
at first, Mom and Dad were, like, around fixing things, but then, like, the last 2 days, no one was here, and I was like, I'm freaking out. And that's why I made all those vlogs.
I know part of it is that I don't have any friends, and like when you were still around, I could come over here on those bored no work days and hang out. And now I'm just like around,
Yeah.
existing at home,
Yeah.
waiting for Hope to come home so we can watch something fun. And then I don't want to watch any like the good stuff on my own because I want to save it to watch with Hope. So I just sit and refresh YouTube and play a video game and go, oh my god. And then, because if I don't play a game or something, I'll sit there and I'll research cameras forever, and then that'll stress me out because I can't buy cameras.
That's the sad thing about your
have a
situation,
camera.
and what will protect me from that, is that you have to wait for work.
Yes.
I can just make work anytime I want it. So, like, my plan, because the same thing's going to happen to me, once we finally end this long vacation that has been every time we've hung out, May has to go not only back to work, but back to school. So I'm going to be sitting around alone in the fucking townhouse for, I don't know, 8 hours a day. And I'm just going to work. And, like,
Yeah.
that'll be how I get through that. Which is good, because I haven't been working much for the last 2 months. Or if I have, it's been on esoteric bullshit that nobody understands or cares about, or that won't come out for a year. So
This is what changes the game. Now I have a thing that gets the port out of the thing, so I don't have to run around and suck up dudes. Amazing.
dope shit.
Anyways, getting by. I gotta find more ways to make money.
Yeah.
And I gotta find better avenues of, like, I should be sitting at home trying to figure out ways to promote myself or something, or find more work. But it's difficult.
I think my next step, because I'm really kind of just changing all my content right now.
Yeah.
Like, I have come not only to not want to do, but I think I actively now deeply hate 10 to 15 minute analysis videos.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh yeah, that's one of the things we were ranting about.
Oh yeah.
Fucking.
Did you have something to say?
There's such a vast oversaturation of like 10-minute long analysis videos and just educational videos in general. And it's an endless void, and you can just get stuck in this loop. I keep doing this at home.
And the funny thing about it is that
watching these videos.
ABZÜ has been saying this for a long time, that he is sick of analysis videos. That like he's no longer impressed with
clickbait titles now, where you're just like, I don't feel like I'm getting someone who really gives a shit
it's
when
all
I
my
watch
fault.
these videos anymore.
I'm the one who blew all the doors open on it and told everybody how to do it. You know, like because
but it's like in everything. It's not just in anime. It's every every art has its own fucking
it's really
oversaturation of bullshit.
Nerdwriter's the one who caused it.
Because there's way more Nerdwriter clones than there are anyone else.
God, Nerdwriter clones are fucking everywhere, and I can't stand it. And they're all just too wordy. Yeah. Like they're all way longer than they need to be. And when there's a million people
doing it, then it brings down the value you feel from watching any of it.
Well, and also just none of it's anything, because you can only really do so much analysis of art before you're all just making the same fucking point.
Yeah.
You know, like you can apply the same logic to 10 different shows or 10 different video games, but if the end result is, you know, good animation makes movement feel good. Like, that was interesting the first time I heard it, and
it's
now...
one thing when someone has an original thought, and it's another thing when it's just, like, basic observations about shit said in an interesting voice.
Yeah, and that's why I can't do... Like, I unfollowed Nerdwriter a while ago just because all he does is just find a thing and find a thing to say about it.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, he basically became the same problem Idea Channel had, which Idea Channel
just ended.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's over. They ended it.
I mean, they actually at some point had changed it a little bit and made it better again, but like, yeah, I'm glad it's ended. I'm glad they recognized that like the show was, because it got to that point where it's just like, fuck, man, you're just literally taking any pop culture thing and finding something to say about it, and then finding a way to make that 15 minutes long. Yeah. You know? And like, I'm sick of that shit. I don't want all my videos to be 15 minutes long. I don't care how the algorithm works. That's why I have a fucking Patreon, you know? And so, like, to me, it's like, let's escape from trying to fucking work within the algorithms. Because it's, I mean, the only reason to do that is fucking, I mean, I won't say greed, because you're just trying to make a living. But it's like, find another way, you know? Like, this is what it means to sell out. Yeah. If you have to change your content to be something you wouldn't ordinarily make it in order to fucking sell, then you've sold out, you know? And, like, I don't blame people for doing that, especially in the beginning if you're just trying to grow. But, like, to be honest, the person who ruined it for me is Lachlan Still, or the Pedantic Romantic, who's a great guy, and he makes great videos. The problem is that, like, he's the guy who, he puts together, like, you know, analysis video of show of the season, and, like, they're all fine. They all make a fine point. But, like, I very quickly just became bored of the entire concept of making a video about the new shows that are out and, like, what's cool about them or something. I was just like, oh, I don't care anymore, you know? And, like, I tried to continue doing it for a little while with the winter season, but now I'm just like, I can't do this anymore, dude. I'm sick. I don't want to, because I wouldn't watch them anymore. I have unsubscribed, you know, Mother's Basement. I've unsubscribed Nerdwriter. I don't watch Pedantic Romantic videos anymore, honestly. Like, you know, I'm just bored of the format. So, like, for me, it's all going to be about experimenting and finding ways to make it not resemble that, you know? To make it not feel like the same thing that you've clicked on 1,000 fucking times. I want it to feel fresh and new and, like, only I could have done it.
It's gone from being, like, a style of video that people had just come up with to being a genre of video.
Yeah, and that's where it becomes a problem. That's where it becomes... And, like, not to say that my videos have ever really felt that way, because mine are so distinctly me, where they've got the, you know, the weird gonzo element, the, like, extreme emphasis on the first-person narration and personal narrative, and the fact that they don't have any intros or like
Yeah.
weird fancy editing like keeps me apart, because so many of the Nerd Writer clones are all about the fucking flashy intros, the Mark Browns and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, who I can't watch him anymore at all. Like, yeah, there's not many people I can still watch, but
God, this thing will not explode. Fuck.
like, people who've held up, Donkey.
Donkey's
You
great.
know why Donkey holds up?
He doesn't make 10-minute videos. He doesn't give a
completely
fuck.
inimitable.
Yeah.
It's entirely his voice. Like that video we watched today, you were saying,
Shit,
like,
motherfucker.
isn't this stuff that you've said before, like that I've said before? And I was like, yeah, this is all stuff that I and many people have said, but he said it in such a Donkey way.
Yes.
You know,
he has
like,
his own video style. He's never trying to like make his stuff like good in a pretentious way.
Yeah, he's trying to make just his content, and his content's fucking great. So
He just does whatever the fuck he wants.
yeah, and me and Jesse, like I had a lot of revelations at Jesse's house based on the kind of stuff we were watching and like what we were celebrating. Have you ever seen the video of Potion Seller?
I don't know.
I gotta show you this video. Basically, there's this guy who makes videos where he opens up like you know, on a Mac, how there's that photo studio where like you can put weird stuff on your face and just like warp your face in different ways. Basically, he'll just put one of those face morphers on himself and then invent a character for that face morph.
I see.
So like he'll just maybe give himself a giant chin, and then he'll like create a character based on this giant chin and just ramble as this character for a while. And the video he has that's the most famous is called Potion Seller, where he leans back and it makes it so he has a big chin and a big forehead, and he's playing a knight. And then when he leans forward, it makes it so he has a big face, and that's the Potion Seller. And it's a conversation between the two of them that's just completely retarded and hilarious. And it's Jesse's favorite video on YouTube. And we were talking a lot about Potion Seller and about like the nature of that kind of video, and how we were like, this is what everything on YouTube should be. It's just like a really creative idea that you came up with, like that's like totally original and just like, you know,
what it started
like
as,
its
right?
own thing. Yeah, I mean that's what YouTube classically was, but that's what it needs to return to.
Yeah.
And we agreed that the greatest YouTuber of all time is GMC Faux Show, the guy who made I'm the Best and Swag and Dragon.
Yes, he is fucking amazing.
Because all of his videos are just like totally from another world. Like none of them is something that's like following a trend. Like he's basically making goofy ass rap songs that have never made an attempt to be well produced or like sound good.
They are purposefully poorly produced.
Yeah, they sound like shit, and yet all of them are great. And like you remember those songs forever, and they've got millions of views. And it's like you can say, oh well, this is, you know, it's shitty on purpose, but it's like, yeah, but it's not shitty. Yeah. Everyone's watching it and loving it. That's the definition of being good. You know, like what other metric is there? So like, basically, I think we've all been too worried about commercializing our content when people don't want that.
Yeah.
That's easy. It's easy to make and easy to consume, where people can recognize something that they've liked before and they can go, okay, I like this kind of video, so I'm going to watch another one. But if you make something completely original and people like it, you'll get even more successful, you know?
Yeah.
Like Potion Seller has millions of views, and that is the most inane fucking video that you could imagine. But it's just such a good idea, you know? And it's so unique that it's going to get shared. And so I think everyone's fucking up by following the same trend, because as soon as that bubble bursts, nobody wants it anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
They get sick of it. It's
Exactly.
oversaturated.
And I've been hearing the sentiment from a lot of people that it's oversaturated and they don't want it anymore. Almost everyone I talk to about Mother's Basement tells me how much they hate his channel now.
Yeah.
Like either because of the shilling or they're just sick of him, you know? I mean, because the whole nature of his videos is shilling.
The videos he's been doing about Death Note, Netflix's Death Note, that isn't even out yet, but he keeps putting these fucking videos trying to defend the trailers and stuff and find the good of the trailers, and it's like, you're only doing this because you know it's going to be controversial because people think it looks like shit. And so he's trying to do all these defense things. I don't think he's getting paid.
Because sometimes
by
he makes
Netflix
videos because
maybe
he
is
to talk. I mean,
maybe
he would
he
say
fucking
so.
is.
He would say so in the video.
I see. Well, he didn't say he was getting paid, but it's definitely like an obvious. Like, why would you be fucking talking? Like, you clearly don't care. You're just pulling things out of your ass to be able to talk about this show because it's popular or because it's, you know, a big topic in the anime community is whether or not this is going to be shit or not.
I feel like it's possible that Jeff confuses journalistic integrity with artistic integrity, because he has journalistic integrity. He'll be completely honest about the fact that he's shilling and stuff, but like whenever he tries to claim that like he just makes these videos because he likes this stuff, like, you know, oh, I just like talking about this, and I'm like, you like talking about it because it makes you money.
Yes.
You know, like, yeah, I like making money too, you know, but it's not like you were fucking super passionate about this Death Note trailer, you know.
Exactly. It's
you were
literally
super passionate about
he
the
watches
results
things
of
looking to find something to talk about.
Yeah.
And then he talks about it.
Right. Which, I mean, I've done that before. I'm not going to say that I'm completely artistically integral.
But a lot of the times he won't talk about something even though it's popular.
Sense.
Whereas he will talk about everything that's popular just because
and
it's there.
Pedantic Romantic is extremely guilty of it himself. And he does it with, he does it with a particular amount of cynicism where, like, he's just trying to grow his channel, and it fucking worked. He's got, like, 50,000 subscribers in a very short time, because he just played the game, and he did so as blatantly as possible. He made a bunch of videos about Sword Art Online. He made videos that weren't about Sword Art Online and put Sword Art Online in the title anyways, just to fuck with people.
Nice.
He fucking made a bunch of Attack on Titan videos just to fuck with, like, he hates the show and doesn't care about it. I don't think he watched the first season. I think he's only watching season 2 so he can
just
talk
like
about it.
Yeah. We gave up on that because we got too far behind and it's not worth it.
That show's shit.
I'm sure.
But, yeah, like, Pedantic Romantic's even worse about the shilling for the audience thing, and, like, again, I respect the hustle, but I ain't gonna watch those fucking videos.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch you talk about Attack on Titan. I don't care how funny it is. I don't care if he did it in a sly way. Like, that's another thing Jeff does, is that he always tries to, like, make it funny, and, like that's okay. Like, that makes it okay because
it's not funny, so it's
I'm beating the SAO dead horse. Ho ho! I'm acknowledging
that makes it
and
so
I'm
much
like,
worse to me.
Yeah, well, it's the same problem that anime has.
Yeah.
Where the anime getting lazy with its meta video that I did, where, you know, anime tries to say, oh, it's okay if he falls into her panties if we point it out and say it's stupid, and it's like, no, it doesn't make it any more okay. You still did it, you fucking assholes. Oh my god, things are different now.
Yeah, I'm in the garden place. This is like the coolest place, man.
Different.
It looks really, really bad compared to how it looked on my computer playing it with the best graphics. This place like really suffers the graphical lowest settings.
It looks good.
You don't know how it's supposed to look.
I mean, this
Normally
ain't
looks
no
pretty
fucking
good.
ABZÜ. ABZÜ's a pretty good looking game. It's pretty aesthetically pleasing.
I bet.
But it's also shit.
I need to go through here.
It's a dumb game. It is a dumb, pretentious game.
You betcha. Doggone it. You betcha.
I kind of have to poop.
Oh dear.
What do we do?
You keep going.
What happens?
You've got two capable co-hosts here.
Yeah.
And you can talk. You can ramble.
Wait, let's patch the Bechdel test.
We could pass the Bechdel test for the second time on Digi Bros.
When did we pass it before?
Sheepover. I talked to
Sheepover
Sheepover.
and Hope.
Yeah.
Did you know about the Bechdel test?
We talked about lady comedians.
hold on.
That's right, we did a girlfriend cast before.
Yeah. Well, I have to explain the Bechdel test for May first.
Okay.
The Bechdel test is the idea of it is that it was created by this woman named Bechdel, and she was saying that she would go to movies and like see if there was ever a conversation between two women that was not about men. So that's how you pass the Bechdel test, is by having a conversation between two female characters where they are not talking about the male characters. So yeah, anime almost always passes the Bechdel test, funnily enough. Not that, like, this, it's not a sexism test, mind you. You can have a movie that's sexist that passes the test, or have one that's not, that doesn't. But it's just an interesting way of looking at movies when you realize how few movies do pass the Bechdel test. But we passed it on Digi Bros by having Hope and Sheepover talk about whether or not there were any good female comedians.
It's true. Yeah.
Which we kind of had to like trick you into talking about by we were talking about it, and then got you guys to talk about it for like 30 seconds, and therefore passed.
30 seconds.
You guys talk about an anime that both of you like.
Still good enough.
Yeah.
What's your favorite animes?
Your favorite Japanese animes? Go ahead.
I'm really big into like sci-fi shit, so probably Ghost in the Shell.
Alright.
I like Kaiba. Those are probably my 2 favorites.
Kaiba's dope though. Masaki
Yeah.
Yuasa's pretty great. What was
Kaiba's the shit. Continue.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of oh yeah, it's Tatami Galaxy. That's probably my favorite.
Ooh, okay.
I know that's very pedestrian, but it's okay.
I don't think Tatami Galaxy's very pedestrian.
Of all the Masaki Yuasa shows, it's the most probably
most loved,
easily
probably.
watchable of his stuff. So I mean,
yeah,
you
but
know, you catch shit for being pedestrian when you talk about Masaki
being
Yuasa.
the pedestrian of Masaaki Yuasa is not a legitimate claim.
Yeah, well, you know. So if you love Ghost in the Shell, then I'm sure you loved the recent movie with Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, I don't acknowledge.
Okay, fair enough. You know, I had to ask. I haven't seen it, so.
Me neither.
Whatever.
I'm sure somebody liked it out there, so. Whatever.
Yeah, I know people who said it was good. So I mean, you know, trust the taste, not
Sure,
maybe
whatever.
100%, but it's all right. This place is probably super cool in real, like when you see it with the full graphics. I liked the flowers.
Yeah, it's
that
pretty
were
dope. You've seen it, right?
No, you played through this when I was not home.
Really?
Yeah.
I went here a lot. This is when I played the first time. This is the first area I unlocked, but I didn't realize that like I think it's supposed to be further in the game. Like I think this is content they added later, but you can access any of the areas in any order to a certain point.
It's just like
So you can jump ahead and end up in a higher level area.
it's just like Breath of the Wild.
Yes, it's just like Breath of the Wild.
You can beat Ganon in the
This
first 5 minutes.
basically is The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Legend of
Zeldar.
Slime.
The Legion of Zeldar. What? I don't remember Jesse's review of Breath of the Wild. Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't remember what he did. No one can. You're in the bathroom.
Connor
The
is
show can't hear you.
directing the show from the bathroom.
I don't remember the fucking video. Didn't you like not like it a whole lot? Well, what? That's wrong. Breath of the Wild
That's not an appropriate
is good.
opinion.
I gotta replay it.
That's
Digi Bros fans, I'm really unsure if I want to play, like, do some live streams of Breath of the Wild or something. It's like a fucking 50, 60-hour game. So, like, I want to do a playing of it, but I know it'll last forever. So I really don't know if I have time. I don't know if I even have time to replay the fucking game. Because if I have that much time, it means I'm failing at life. I don't need to be spending 60 hours on a video game.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yep. Hope, what's your favorite anime? For the viewers at home, you know,
my
they don't
favorite
know what your
anime?
favorite anime is.
It's hard to choose a favorite. I mean, I have obviously a Gurren Lagann tattoo, so you could say that's up there.
It's one of those.
Definitely FMA Brotherhood. Cardcaptor Sakura is really good. We talked about Tatami Galaxy. I'd have to check my anime list and actually look at shit to tell you what my favorite is, because I have no idea what he just
I
said.
thought Hunter x Hunter was your favorite.
I do really love Hunter x Hunter, that's true.
Everyone
I need to
loves.
rewatch it, actually. It's been a little bit of time.
Don't you mean Hunter x Hunter?
Yes, Hunter
That's
x Hunter.
what it's literally called.
The gay boy anime.
It is about gay boys who are homosexuals, and they encounter spiritual powers.
Oh, Yu Yu
that are
Hakusho.
also
I really
gay.
enjoyed Yu Yu Hakusho a lot.
Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho's the greatest anime ever made.
It's fucking great. The dub is great. It's great.
Yeah, it's got Vic Mignogna.
Vic Mignogna
as Yu Yu
plays
Hakusho.
Yusuke.
He plays the character Yu Yu in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Jesus Christ.
Urameshi.
Oh my god.
That's the name of the anime.
Send help.
Yusuke-do.
We can too.
You can too, yes.
There you go.
I've had horrible influence on this woman. She used to be sane a little bit. You know what? Never mind.
I didn't used to be a shitty memer like you, but yeah.
What are you talking about?
I was not that bad until you moved in. I didn't used to like bark and stuff like that until you moved in.
Until I moved in, I think you were maybe when you moved into your house and I started coming over a lot.
Same
I feel
difference.
like we've been memeing longer. If you consider me, if you consider the last year me having lived with you, then yes.
I mean, you know, part-time.
May as well.
Part-time.
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 Does anybody get that joke?
Part-time with a wanted hand.
Have you seen Mr. Plinkett's review of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Maybe.
There's a part where he really hammers in on this one line where Shia LaBeouf asks Harrison Ford like aren't you a teacher? And he goes, part-time.
Okay.
And it's like just the shittiest
part-time.
Part-time. They're like, really? You could made him read that line a few more times?
Part-time.
Part-time.
Nice.
That's because it's a great
That sounds
movie.
like it was a pretty good anime.
Yeah.
Yes.
So should I order a
anime.
pizza?
Yes.
Dude,
Yeah,
I thought you were supposed to have ordered that pizza like an hour ago.
No.
Order a
We
fucking
started
pizza
Let's
for
Play.
your woman and you.
What about you guys? I mean, if you're not
what
eating
time is
it,
it?
then I'm not gonna order a giant pizza like I intended to.
I mean, you know, I'll eat pizza. Hopefully,
Vic
I'm not gonna
will
eat
eat whenever.
pizza.
I'm just asking if you guys are gonna be here.
We'll be here for another 40 minutes.
Okay, I'll order pizza. Which means you guys
Pizza
have to keep
pasta.
this me not being here gag
Cappuccino
going
Alfredo.
while I call this pizza place. You hear me, Vic?
What?
You who
He's
is literally
fucking
texting in the
texting.
middle
I'm
of a
texting.
recording.
God
It's
damn
a
it.
work thing.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I was literally explaining that you needed to continue the meme of me not talking while I do
There's like
this.
2 other people here who talk. Digibros is about you now. You're passing we're passing the torch.
Jesus Christ.
It's about girls now.
This is
who awkwardly talk in
Digi-
sly voices.
What the fuck?
sisters.
Digi sisters.
Digi hoes. Yes.
Yes! Why are you objectifying yourselves?
It's not if you own it, it's not objectification.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Victor,
Sure.
this menu, the first 4 numbers are 747.
What the fuck?
And that can't be right.
Yeah, because that's
Call it and see what
757 is like
happens.
all of Virginia, right?
Yeah, essentially.
And it's
all Hampton
literally
Roads.
like less than 5 minutes from our house.
What the
They got their own area
It
code.
must be just spelled wrong, right? Like they must have
I
misprinted
fucking
it.
hope so.
It can't be 747.
I'm gonna
Gonna
mess
learn
with
today.
this. These guys are gonna die. I'm gonna kill them all.
I don't approve of the animal cruelty in Slime Rancher.
It's okay. They're just taking a swim.
No.
They're just taking a little swim.
Do you even
dialing
know that they can
747,
swim?
goddamn.
They can't
Is it
swim.
even
Hope they
open?
die.
Aw.
But
You know
fuck
what?
'em.
I'll
They're
just
taking up
order
space that
Chanelos.
don't
I know
have.
they're
This is the
Alright.
cruel hand of
They're
capitalism
taking
at
up too
work.
much space. They gotta die.
Fuck Marco's.
I need to put the
Pizza.
boom guys and the honey guys because they're easier
Can I
to take
order
care of.
Chanelos online?
Rude. So rude.
Cycling them out. They gotta go. You gotta cycle out your men.
Is this life advice?
Yes.
Your
Hmm.
man.
Hint, hint, hope. It's time for me to go. You gotta let me go.
Right, wait, I was like, wait, where is
You
this?
gotta move on to the next guy. You got 7 baristas all lined up.
Yeah, I mean...
Hope is like the
7 baristas? What?
she's just like baristas just flock to her. Just
It's
all
true.
the baristas want to fuck Hope, and it's horrible. It makes me so
Baristas.
jealous. She's got like 20
Baristas
baristas
are
on
women,
her Facebook.
right?
No.
No,
Oh.
they're people who make coffee.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was women who run a bar.
Sure.
That too, why not?
These guys are all starving to death anyway.
Why do you have
Wow.
baristas all over you?
It's a meme.
It's just a
meme.
stupid
It's just a
meme.
stupid meme.
It's the fucking coffee
Because
shop I go to before work.
Hope likes boys who make coffee, so.
And Victor doesn't have that skill.
I can't make coffee because I can't afford an espresso machine. So we have this ongoing discussion of whether or not you should fucking tip baristas. Because I don't think they deserve to be tipped because all they do is just turn on a fucking machine and follow some instructions to give you coffee.
I promise you it's not that simple. Because different people make the same coffee differently. There's different qualities to it. I promise you.
They have guidelines set forth.
Well, then how come some people do better than others?
Because some people give more of a shit and probably do accurate measurements, and some people just throw shit in a cup. I don't know. Maybe you should tip them for doing a decent job. It's like, this is literally your job. It should be good no matter what. Like, they're getting paid hourly wages, I assume. Like,
you assume.
They're not getting paid just on tip. I actually saw it in Fairgrounds today. It said on the register, like God sees if you don't tip or something. Like Jesus is watching you not tip, some fucking sticker like that, and I was like, and then I left him a tip. I should have been like, fuck them. Fuck them. They don't deserve a tip.
That superstition kicked in, and you were like, well, shit.
It did.
I got it.
And the lady just seemed kind of pissed off. Like,
Yeah.
when we went there, she seemed like she was in a grumpy mood, and I was like, whatever. Take my fucking $1. Take, adding an entire extra 20% onto the fucking thing, because you're not going to sit there and input your low tip into the machine. Like, if it recommends you $1 as the lowest thing, I'm just going to click $1, because I don't want to feel like a total jackass. Sit there and type in 60 cents. So I don't spend an entire $1 tipping a fucking barista on a $4.50 coffee. It's already fucking expensive as hell.
You're letting your inner libertarian out.
What was it, May? How do you feel about tipping barista?
At like a Starbucks?
No,
Like
I like
a real
an actual
coffee shop.
coffee
Yeah,
shop.
like an actual
If they
coffee
do a
shop.
good job, then yeah, but
That's what I'm saying.
yeah. If you
Yeah,
do
but
extra-
I'm poor.
That's a skill I
so
don't have.
Well, I don't have money.
Neither do I, but if I'm going out
That-
and I'm spending money on a service, I'm not
I
gonna be an
can't
asshole.
fucking make I can't make McNuggets and I don't tip the fucking person at
That's not the
McDonald's.
fucking same. There's no craftsmanship to McNuggets.
What are you talking about? Sometimes they're good and sometimes they aren't.
They're fucking frozen, dude. It's literally nothing.
But some people make the McNuggets good.
Shut up. Jesus.
I'm sorry. I'm only being so mean because I want to be entertaining for the show. Don't be mad at me.
This is the only way Vic can be entertaining is if he bullies me.
That's true. I'm not bullying you. We're having an honest discussion about whether or not fucking McNuggets deserve to be tipped.
I don't. Yes. Okay. Yeah. You gotta
Okay.
tip at McDonald's now.
Honestly, I would probably tip someone at Taco Bell who did a good job before I tip the barista because so many people do a shitty job at Taco Bell that they deserve it.
You went the extra mile, kid. Here's $1.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
They don't. I'm
I don't
trying
know.
to.
I hate tipping in general. People just should be paid a good wage.
I mean,
and
I
that
agree. They shouldn't
that
have to
should be
rely
it.
on tips.
Yeah.
That is true.
Large pepperoni pizza is no longer available and will not be included in this order.
What the hell?
How
How
can
are
they
you just
not-
like, we just don't have
We're
it
out of large pepperoni
pizza?
Just go to fucking Chinello's. What is
That's
this
what
place?
I'm on is
Oh,
Chinello's.
Oh, God.
Really?
This has happened to me before with Chinello's too.
What the fuck?
They've just
Chinello's
been
is
out
fucking up.
of large pepperoni pizza.
Betrayal.
Alright, let's see if Marcos has a website.
Betrayal.
Maybe it's a drug front and large pepperoni pizza means it comes with drugs. And so they're like, we're out of drugs. Alright,
I'm
see,
sure
now
that's
I'm
probably
becoming a
it.
tycoon. I got like a hella
Wouldn't
ports
say the hours right.
coming out my ass.
It doesn't say when Sundays are.
Lord's
10
coming
PM.
out,
Friday and
yes.
Saturdays to midnight, Monday through Thursday. Maybe they're not order open on Sunday. Yeah, I don't think they're open on Sunday at all. So
Wow.
That'll do it.
yeah. Okay. Although this says closing soon. Okay, there's another location. Wait, which one is?
I didn't get to
Seems
see
like
the
the
honey
one we have
slimes.
is still open till 12,
Yeah,
but they
I
probably
combine
won't
them
take
with
an
fire
order.
slime.
unless-
Probably.
And now they
They're
explode.
Yeah, and they'll eat these chickens. They like chickens.
Oh,
Is there an
God.
open Pizza Hut near us?
Vicious. Just get Shade to give you a pizza.
Like a
Oh
radioactive
yeah.
floaty
Just
slime.
call Shay and be like, "Where my motherfucking Domino's at?"
I I think he is working right
He is working.
now. Get us some discount Domino's.
The Pizza Huts are closing soon as well.
Domino's is the shit.
Is Janelle's even open late on Sunday night?
I don't know. Are they open on Sundays?
I think
This
so.
is the best episode of
Yeah, they're
Digi
open
Bros
till
that's
1
ever been
a.m.
produced. A 2-hour long rant
Pizza
about why baristas don't need tips.
That was
I'm just trying to be a good person.
That was like the closest thing to a legitimate argument I've ever heard between you two.
Because it happens all the
all
time.
the fucking time.
I've
Because I
literally
go on
never
about
heard
this a
you
lot.
argue about anything until barista.
I think that's the only thing we don't
All we
completely
do
agree
is
on.
we only argue about inane bullshit. That's
Yeah,
it.
That's true.
It was a very like Seinfeld argument for sure.
Yes.
That's the only time. Like, actual important things, not a problem. Tipping baristas,
Yeah.
problem.
I would never tip a barista, by the way.
I know Conrad would. 'Cause Conrad has
I barely
a
tip
spine.
waiters.
Yeah.
I'm not a good tipper at all.
Waiters, at least you can make the argument that they don't
make
like
shit,
a good
dude.
wage. So it's
Yeah.
like waiters, I understand
No.
they need the tips to
I'll
live.
tip them some if they're okay.
Yeah.
There's
But like they're doing so much more than a barista. Like,
Yeah, no.
literally to make the coffee, it doesn't take very long, and then they're done with you.
I mean,
you
do
know?
they even make
I'm
a
just
non?
trying-
Do
I'm
they
just-
make less
I'm just
than
trying to be nice.
normal
I know you're
wages?
being, and I don't, I know you like
The
to be
way-
nice.
the
I'm
way
just
I
justifying
see
my
it-
own not tipping behavior.
I mean, look, if you do a shitty job of most jobs, then you get in trouble and you don't get paid. So like, you should always be doing the best possible work you can.
Exactly.
Why am I paying you extra for doing what is literally your job? You know. Now, with waiters, they don't get paid normal
Yeah,
wages,
they
so
make
there's like
shit.
this understanding there. But I'm definitely not gonna tip them if they do a shitty job. You
Yeah.
know, like I've had waiters who like are
I
outright
unlocked a new place.
fucking garbage, and people are like, "Oh, you only left a 30-cent tip or something." I'm like, "Yeah, of course they did a shitty job. Like I feel like I deserve my money back." You
Yeah.
know, like if I was sold something that didn't properly work, I'd sell it back. You know, if your job is to provide a service and you don't provide the service, then you're not getting paid. You know.
I wish it just wasn't a thing that's normal. Like
It shouldn't be.
'cause
It's not
It
normal
isn't
It's a
in a
very
lot of countries.
American thing.
Yeah.
And it's like it
No
sucks
tipping.
because it's an added expense on everything you get. You know, there's gonna be this added expense.
There's
It
no-
makes eating at restaurants suck because you know it's not
And
just gonna be $13. It's gonna be 15 or
I'm
16.
almost
That's why the
certain-
doghouse is
Yes,
great.
why Kevin's Doghouse is amazing because she just runs it up and doesn't ask for a tip. It doesn't let me tip. And I'm like, yes, I love
Because
it.
who would you be tipping? Like, there's only
Yeah,
3
they
people
own
who
the
work
place.
there.
So like, the money's going directly
Yeah.
into their pockets either way.
Exactly. And I tip anyways just because I like them.
Yeah.
You know, but like...
Well, you can't if you slide your card and they give you a receipt,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
can't write in the tip on it. You have to tell them before they run
Yeah.
the card.
Um,
Which Hope always writes
always
the tip
forget.
anyways, but
yeah.
but it
It's not
doesn't
what I'm
work
accustomed
like
to.
that. Yeah.
Incidentally, Vic, if you have the chance tomorrow, we should go to Kevin's Doghouse because May has to eat at Kevin's Doghouse for the
Yeah.
memes.
Yeah.
You can't leave Virginia
the
Beach.
doghouse.
Can't leave Virginia Beach without going to the Doghouse.
Look, I unlocked more plots so we can have more guys.
I can become They're open
a
on
real
Mondays,
tycoon.
right?
Yeah.
It's only Saturdays or whatever, they're not, or Sundays.
Saturdays and some Saturdays and Sundays.
Anyway, yeah, tipping is not a thing in a lot of countries, and I feel like the argument, like if we were trying to say let's get rid of tipping, people would be like, but people aren't going to do as good of a job because they don't think they're going to get as much reward. The opposite is
fucked
true.
up.
I get shit service constantly in America. When I was in the Philippines, where tipping is not a thing, perfect service everywhere. Never
No
had
one
bad
feels like they're
service.
entitled to a bunch of
Because it's your
extra
fucking
money.
job
Yeah.
to do
And
a
you
good
already
job at this
get paid to
shit,
do
and you
it.
will get fired if you do a shitty job. Whereas being a waitress, I don't know what the fuck you have to do to get fired, because I've had some, like, utterly fucking incompetent waitresses. That fucking one, the time we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, me and Marcus, and like our waitress literally fucked up every conceivable thing.
God.
Like both of our orders, and fucked them up when she tried to fix them, and fucked up how much it costed, and like just everything that the waitress does, she fucked it up. It was incredible. And me and May always get terrible service because we sit on the same side of the table and they're all mad at us. So they give it like there was a weird stint of like 3 days in a row where the restaurants we went to gave us shitty service and like wouldn't like just took 9 years to get back to the table to give us the fucking check and stuff like that. And we were like, this is clearly discrimination because we're sitting improperly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good meme.
Yes. Good meme.
Alright, I officially have too many heartbeats.
I am a good meme.
These guys are fucking happy. These guys are losing their shit.
So how far into the game are you exactly? What percentage would you say
I'm decent. I'm starting to get more money faster, and that's a good thing.
So what percent of the game would you say that you're in?
25%.
Okay. So we're probably not finishing this game tonight.
No, I don't think so. I forgot how long it takes to get through like the early.
Yeah, you were saying like, oh, I could do it in like a sitting, man.
Well, I was thinking like a 7-hour long sitting.
Oh my god.
Why'd you come over so late?
I don't know. It was just the time to come over because I wanted to wait till after dinner.
Well, I'm sure we don't have 7 hours for the shit. I'm trying to figure out how I can finagle a pizza over here because I am hungry and we don't have anything to eat because Mom and Dad are fucking vegan now. Did we discuss that on Digi Bros? The fact that Mom and Dad are vegan now?
I think we talked about that, didn't we? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Talk about it.
Yeah, Mom and Dad are vegan now.
Do you feel betrayed?
No, but it's fucking weird because everything they eat is vegan, and Mom and Dad...
And so everything they eat is the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, to
because
them.
vegans don't have any taste buds.
Yeah.
Because all they eat is vegan
well,
food.
Our parents have never had taste buds, let's be fucking fair. Dad, who has literally said that he would be happy eating cheese quesadillas every night.
Dad who will eat white rice with corn.
Dad who will eat white rice with corn and be satisfied with his meal. So, and Mom who will just like, you know, who hates cooking and therefore will just like make herself whatever and eat it. So yeah, two tastes I don't trust. But yeah, anything they eat that's like marginally not shit is like, oh man, this place is this amazing vegan food. It's so good. It's incredible. And you eat it, you're like, this is like average tasting, you know. Like over here in Meatland, we have food that's real, and it's not just the meat stuff because it's also like they can't have like anything, you know, anything with like milk in it,
no animal
or
products.
Cheese,
They
which
watched
is
Okja and they never looked back.
Okja. That was another mediocre Netflix product. Just everything they have is just like it's okay.
What is it?
It's some movie that Netflix bought about like it's some vegan propaganda about some super pig that's created, and then like the kid loves the super pig, but the corporation is trying to take the super pig and make it solve world hunger. They're like, oh, we found the solution to world hunger. It's making these super pigs, but the super pigs have feelings, so we'll not solve world hunger. You know, we'll just let everyone die.
We need to protect their family.
I hate animals. I hope they all die, and I eat all of them.
Yes, I believe that's your stance on animals.
Indeed.
Whoa, what are those
slime?
fucking... Oh, they're eating everything. They're killing everybody.
It's good because they need to thin out that population.
Genocide.
Exactly. I usually let them genocide.
What the fuck was I talking about?
Like
Oh yeah, vegan stuff. Yeah. So basically, you know, Mom and Dad, they have plenty of like food and snacks, but you bite into it and you're like, oh, what's like, because it all looks like real food until you eat it, and then it's like, what? This is literally all vegan food just tastes like figs. Like it all just tastes like plants, you know?
Because it's plant material.
Plants, yeah.
Right, but like it all tastes the same. Like why even bother dolling it up? Just eat plants. Like, just fucking
go eat some grass.
Just
go
eat some fucking grass. Like I just don't understand why like vegan food is always like, oh, it's fake bacon, and it's like it tastes nothing like real bacon.
No.
why even bother? Like,
because people don't want to give up the.
People want to trick themselves into thinking
they don't want to give up the
that.
things that they're used to eating in the recipes.
but it doesn't taste
like.
anything like it.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is the point?
all
Like,
in
just
their
eat
heads.
fucking weird shit. Just make it all different. Like, instead of trying to make it
Eggplant
look like
burgers,
real
man.
food,
Yeah.
just make it like some kind of weird alien shit that
I
we're
can't put
just
cheese on it.
like that I want to eat because it's fascinating. You know, like
Well, they can't eat cheese.
like make it in a shape I don't even know or understand.
Like a triangle.
Yeah, I was about to say like a triangle. Like
burger.
I can't think. Yeah, exactly. A triangle-shaped patty or like a triangular prism.
I think it's
you
all
know?
phallic. It's all like dicks.
Yeah,
You can eat
everything's
dick.
a dick.
That is, look at those
Yeah.
vegans are already eating dicks.
Yes, that would be a great idea. Yeah, vegan food is all weird. I think we both concluded like that mom and dad had no taste buds because of that one Mexican place where
Was it Pelons?
yeah, it's like this
It's just like okay.
it's like a Chipotle-esque or like a it's one of those Mexican places where all they really serve is like tacos,
It's
like
fast-
soft tacos
fast
or whatever.
burritos, relatively fast
Yeah.
burritos.
Yeah, burrito.
Speedy
No, that place
burritos.
was fucking slow as shit, dude. It took us like 45 minutes to get that food. And
True.
Yeah, they're not that fast.
yeah, they're not fast, but it's just like, you
But
know,
it's the menu style is like
it's just tacos and burritos.
Order at
you
the
know,
front
soft
and then get
tacos
your
and
food.
burritos kind of place. But like,
Yeah.
mom and dad were hyping the shit out of this place. Like it was the greatest food in the world because they have vegan
Tastes
options,
like
and they were like,
there.
"Oh my god, it's so fucking good." And we went there and we're like, "This is like literally average," and it costs more than average because it's on the
Literally
beach, so it's therefore shit. You know. There, if you had to ask me what is the worst food, it's food that tastes average but costs above average.
yeah.
That is like it's like a slap in the face when you eat something that's just like perfectly average and then you pay $12 for it and you're just
Yeah.
like, why? How could you do this to me? You know,
Just like Guy Fieri's place. If that costs a
like,
ridiculous
That
like
was
amount.
35 for $40.
$40 for a mediocre like some shit you could get at Chili's.
Yeah. Even Chili's, I feel that way about.
Yeah.
Like Chili's,
Exactly.
Chili's is like $15 for some fucking bullshit that you could get at like a I don't know. I mean,
Anywhere.
all family restaurants are like that. They're just shit. It kind of baffles me that family restaurants succeed. Because,
Yeah.
like, everyone understands, like, nobody likes Ruby Tuesdays. You know, like, there's nobody who's a big fan of Ruby Tuesday. But you go there and, like...
I feel like there's those people who, the people going to Ruby Tuesdays are the ones going like, yeah, I love Ruby Tuesdays.
Just go to like anywhere. Like okay, down by the mall here. There's like a couple of family restaurants, and they're right across the street from Town Center, which is all like
Why are they family restaurants?
That's what they're called, family restaurants.
I thought they were just chain restaurants.
No, they're literally called family restaurants.
Huh.
Places like Ruby
Oh, 'cause you
Tuesdays.
bring the family.
Yeah.
And you bring the noise.
Like in Japan,
Turn it
they're called
up!
they're called
Bring the noise!
famiresu or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Like it's family
Family
restaurants.
restrooms? Okay.
No, like
I mean,
like
I
the you know.
It's where you poop, you know, you take the whole family, you go poop.
Just basically anywhere that's
Chill-
like,
chill pimp.
yeah, like a huge ass restaurant of all booths and stuff, and they have like the general idea of them is that they have a ton of different kinds of shit, so that
Yeah.
everybody in your family can get something they like. That hence why it's a family restaurant.
Yeah.
But
So they have chicken tenders.
but they're bad at all of
So
it.
anywhere with chicken
Right,
tenders is a
Yeah,
family
anywhere with
restaurant.
chicken tenders is a family restaurant.
Because you know that's just the baseline appeal, so the kids
Yeah.
can eat something. Because
Exactly.
I know when I was 10, all I wanted was fucking chicken tenders.
Exactly. Or like they always have like a burger menu.
Yeah.
And then they have some chicken tenders.
So that your kids will
and
shut the
then,
fuck up
the,
while you eat your
like,
food.
I don't know, ribs or something for the grown-ups. Like, yeah. That's a family restaurant, and they're all shitty. You got Applebee's, Chili's, Ruby Tuesday, Smoky Bones, fucking Macaroni Grill, all those places. And there's an area in our
Yeah,
town.
look, I made these guys.
where all
oh God,
of
they're all
those
pissed
are.
off. Oh Jesus.
But they're
Eat chicken.
they're right across the street from Town Center, which is all the like the cool restaurants that are good. And the weird part is simply that like it's the same cost. Like those family restaurants are expensive. They're not cheap,
Right.
you know. And you can go across the street and there's like California Pizza Kitchen, which is delicious, or fucking I don't know, Gordon Biersch or something. Like they're all right there. Why would you bother going to Macaroni Grill when you could go to Gordon Biersch. You know?
So these guys are what I like to call cash crops.
Okay.
These motherfuckers will start shitting out a lot of money for me. Once I get all these mint trees going, I can feed them all these fruits. Look at that, they grow in a whole bunch, and I'm gonna start getting my tycoon going, man. I'm a slime tycoon.
I feel like I got weirdly passionate about family restaurants there.
Keep going, bro.
I was like, I was on a tear.
Yeah.
I felt,
well, because they
felt
destroy
like a
the
heat
local
in my
restaurant
brain,
industry
you know?
that we love.
I guess so. I guess they are.
I mean,
I just don't understand.
Once we
like,
discovered local places, because I feel like all growing up we never went to any kind of local places.
because our
you know? We always went
parents
to
did it,
chains.
because they always
Yeah.
go to chains.
But they never even like try.
I mean, but even chains, like
and
there's
it's
good
probably because
chains that aren't family
we needed
restaurants.
shit that we could all eat, you know.
Right.
I'm sure it's
I mean,
our
we were
fault.
picky ass kids, and all we ate was hamburgers. But like, I don't know, man. Like, it's probably our fault on some level, but and I understand that it relates to the general reason that chains work is familiarity. You know, I gave that whole McDonald's rant in the Asterisk Board videos. Like, it's familiar. You're in a new town, but you see the golden arches, and you go, well, at least I understand that. You know,
Yeah.
you're in another country. Yeah, well, hey, I don't know what all this shit with all this fucking weird signs is, but I know that M. I know what that means, you know. But, like, I don't know. Because family restaurants aren't convenient, you know, so, like, they don't have... There's nothing about them that makes them worth it. I guess it's just if you have fucking kids who all they want to eat is chicken tenders. I guess that's the only reason.
I'm sure it's kids. That's the only reason it's called family.
I mean, I also think it's like those restaurants are like more fancy than a regular place. So like, you know, if you're poor, maybe that's your date place. But I also feel like, again, like town center's not
Date
much
places
more
for poor
expensive. You know, like,
Yeah.
well, or if you're in a town that doesn't have any cool restaurants. Like, what if you
Yeah.
only have Ruby Tuesdays is like your $12 range food? Then that could be a date restaurant, you know. Because I feel like I've heard people talk about going to like Ruby Tuesdays for dates, and I'm like, that's
Like
no. Baby, don't ever take me to no Ruby Tuesdays on a date. If you want to get
Dude.
romantic and buy me dinner.
Me and Hope just rewatched Bowling for Columbine.
Oh, how was that?
I came to the realization after watching that again, because I haven't seen that since I was like 11, you know? Like, it's been a long time.
You realize that Michael Moore is not the best documentary filmmaker? Or,
No.
Or he is the
did a
best
fine
documentary
job.
filmmaker.
Well, documentary filmmakers these days all are copycats of Michael Moore,
Okay.
which I evaluated because I've watched a shitload of documentaries, and so, like,
Yeah.
the general attack on, like, the very politically driven documentaries these days are all copycat style of Michael Moore. But I also didn't realize he was responsible for taking guns out of Walmart and Kmart,
Oh, really?
which actually happens, yeah, because one of the things he does in the documentary is that the bullets the Columbine kids used were Kmart bullets. Because Kmart doesn't sell guns, but they sold ammo. And you remember when we were kids, Walmart sold guns.
I was always wondering about that. I thought that was like a location-based thing. Like, I wasn't sure why guns were no longer there.
So at some point in the documentary, he takes two of the kids who were shot during Columbine and are, like, disabled now. And, basically, eventually, he ends up... one of the kids goes into Kmart and buys, like, a fucking truckload of bullets. And then they march into the Kmart headquarters and are, like, demanding to talk to a CEO. And basically they end up, like, Kmart makes a public announcement saying that they're going to take bullets out of their stores in, like, a 90-day transition. And it seemed to be in direct, you know, correlation to them doing that. So it was like, wow,
So
he actually made a difference.
Shit actually worked.
Yeah.
Because he does something like that in Sicko, but it felt really retarded in that movie.
He also
'Cause
doesn't look like total shit in Bowling for Columbine
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's gotten, like...
He got way fatter.
yeah.
But like in
older,
I remember
so-
in Sicko,
scary.
he like walks to the headquarters of like one of the fucking, you know, because that was the one about the healthcare industry.
Yeah.
He walks
He
to the
always does have
headquarters
that
of,
weird
like, a
way of
thing.
just walking into a headquarters.
Well,
The-
he did it, but like they wouldn't let him in, and he's
Yeah.
like standing out there with the megaphone, like screaming and stuff, and like they don't address him at all, and it felt like, why did you leave this in the movie? Because it didn't accomplish anything. Like, he literally just goes and screams in the megaphone at them, and he comes off as a really obnoxious asshole, and it doesn't accomplish anything in the movie. So it's like, maybe you should have left this part out. This seems like a failure.
The point of them doing it in those movies, because a lot of people do that now, is just to show that the companies refuse to talk about it, so that shows that there's a problem. Because to them, if the company doesn't want to make a statement, that means they have something. It's not true.
Yeah.
Because it's really like, fuck off. We don't have to answer you.
Exactly.
But I know that what they're going for most of the time is trying to make it look like the company doesn't want to make a statement.
I mean, to me, that just makes them look stupid. Yeah. It just makes me look like, I'm just like, really?
I don't like that tactic in most documentaries. Because it just goes like, oh, what are they trying to hide? Yeah. My least favorite documentarian who's done a documentary on Monsanto, which is what has begun what started the referencing of naming my camera Monsanto and me talking about Monsanto all the time as if it's a meme. Because this guy does like
I thought your camera was literally called Monsanto.
No, I named it Monsanto.
But doesn't it have like a...
No.
Oh.
I just named it Monsanto.
Don't you have something that's like... I have all this time thought that your equipment just happened to be called that.
No, I just call it Monsanto.
That's just his name.
Because it's ruining my life. It's ruining my relationship.
I thought there was some kind of weird coincidence where something you owned happened to have the same name as Monsanto, and I was joking about it because like it's written on the side of your thing.
It's a Sony on the side of my camera. Monsanto is my meme.
Well, okay. I'm stupid then.
I started it because there's this documentary where this guy, it's a very Michael Moore style thing where he's investigating Monsanto, the company. Yeah. And then
we've talked about this on Digi Bros.
He gets so obsessed with it that he's like driving his wife crazy or whatever. And so I was like, when I got my camera, I was so obsessed with it that I was like, this is clearly Monsanto because it's going to drive Hope crazy.
I see.
And that's where the meme began of calling my camera
I'm fairly
Monsanto.
certain I just started joking you about that. And just saying that it was gonna tear our family apart.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was a very calculated meme, but whatever. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because you're a female and therefore you have superior judgment on all fronts, and I won't win, so it doesn't matter.
Valid point.
So, yeah, that guy sucks. And he's like a really shitty knockoff Michael Moore who always goes up and accomplishes nothing and then goes like, oh, clearly they're trying to hide what they're doing. And it's like, no, they just don't want to talk to you because you're an asshole. Why would they want to talk to you? Why would they just be like, sure, we'll just tell you all of our company secrets?
Like that Sword Art Online, the movie, when Kirito just gets up and is like, what are you trying to hide? And he's like, oh, let me tell you. But then he doesn't tell him. So you're not sure why he invited him to talk to him. Mm-hmm. The movie doesn't make any sense.
What a great movie.
It's like, oh, you sure figured us out. We're going to reveal to the world all of our business practices. Great job, documentarian.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's probably some, like, it's probably not the kind of shit you can just explain in a fucking movie, you know?
And there's like usually nuanced,
yeah, like, they don't want you to take the words they say and twist it into something else for your fucking purposes for your documentary, which could have an ulterior motive behind its own creation.
Exactly. You know? They know it's a smear piece. Like, they know they're not gonna be puffing the company. Like, they're gonna be looking for shit. Because they're just trying to sling shit at these documentaries.
Yep.
I've gotten to the point where I'm legitimately, like, red-pilled about the documentaries, and I'm like, who's funding these things? Like, are these just being funded by people making products that would benefit from these companies being taken down? Like, I don't even know anymore.
That was the Super Size Me argument. That it was all funded by lawyers who wanted to sue McDonald's.
Exactly. It's like, who's really even behind all this shit? Because who's paying for the documentary? Someone's putting money into it. Unless there's no money in it and they're just selling it afterwards.
What are you doing at the moment?
I just unlocked this area.
Yeah, but why were you just like sucking those guys up and spitting them back out?
I was getting them out of the way and I was sucking up the chickens. I see. I like to keep the chickens because I need them for something else. I think. Yeah, I need them.
This place is like a volcano.
Yeah,
land.
this place is cool. There's diamond guys. Or
It's
crystal guys.
Volcanopolis. It's a
crystal
volcano
slime.
world.
These are another cash crop.
I sent a
Pretty good.
bomb to a computer expert. A catalog of destruction.
Yes, in this place I can finally get the vegetables that the nuclear guys like, and I can start making more money. Make more money. It's all about money, man. It's all about money and power. That's all this game is about.
This world is based on money, power, and what was it? The Bakuman, like the first manga they wrote.
Oh
It's
yeah,
called
the
This
world is all about money and power or something. Or
It's money, power,
and intelligence? Is it
Yeah,
and
money, power, and intelligence.
Cool. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Oh shit! I just
Yeah,
realized I don't. You know what's the saddest
This one.
the saddest part about us not living together anymore, Victor, is that for so long we have just shared our collections. Like we never
Sure.
buy something the other person has. So
Yeah.
like
I don't
now
have a PS4 anymore.
You don't have a PS4. I don't have access to Bakuman. You know, those are
You can just get that
equal.
online though.
That's true. I could just read it online, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit. Like I mean, without you around, I am going to own like very few video games. Like the only consoles I'll have that'll be useful are the PS2 and PS4.
Yeah, but the PS4 gives you so much potential to get
That's
more
true.
video games. Oh, that's.
But I don't have a
need that
Wii
on-
U,
Oh, don't need it. Yeah.
which means I have to get a fucking Switch
I did it. I got the Oka Oka.
if I want to play any Nintendo games.
And I can get the weird. Yeah.
Isn't Nintendo doing a thing where like they're finally like actually the e-store or something?
I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Like they're
I wish I
actually
could.
putting
I'm
games
so
on it?
tempted to exploit the Digibros audience to get me a Nintendo Switch. And start a fucking GoFundMe for the Nintendo Switch, and then I'll promise to play all of Zelda and stream it or something.
Just Zelda.
I just want a Switch. Or if I can get ARMS, I really want to play ARMS. The game looks dope.
You could probably do that. A Switch is only like $300.
What the only, bitch? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm saying you could do the Indiegogo
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
only $300.
Okay, I thought you meant I could just buy a Switch. I'm like,
No,
no, what the fuck?
You could probably have like one Digibros fan put up $300 for
Oh,
that
God.
if you wanted it
Well,
badly enough.
pull the comments. Will you guys fund the Nintendo Switch?
You have
for
to
me?
assure us how much content are we getting out
That's.
of this.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I should do live streams of playing the games because like Zelda's gonna be like a million
Like,
hours.
to be
Like I can't
clear,
stream all of
this
Zelda.
would be just for Victor. It would
Yes.
not be a Digibros thing. It would be
Well,
a...
there won't be Digibros anymore, so it'll
Yeah.
be Vic Plays.
You still have access to the channel, right?
I don't know. I
'Cause
guess.
I-
I've probably got to enter a password or something.
Yeah, but
I gotta get back home.
you intend to continue posting on the same channel, though, if you
Yes.
start making your
I
own
haven't
shit.
like felt inspired to make shit lately, but
Yeah.
if I had a Nintendo Switch, I certainly would.
So what are your... Okay, let's assume that by the time this video comes out, you already have an Indiegogo set up.
Mm-hmm.
What are the promises that you're going to make for... What do people get out of this Indiegogo?
I want to know what people want. You know, I want to ask them what they want.
Well, they want you to play your Switch, obviously.
Yeah. But like, to what extent?
I
do
mean,
they
if you
need
do live
videos?
streams, you can just upload.
The
Like,
problem with doing
they
live
stay
streams,
online.
I guess I'd have to rope hope into it because I can't
Rope
read the
hope.
chat and play the game.
Right.
So I don't.
Victor
I haven't
can't
want
read
to
that
do
fast.
live streams because I can't. Because you have to take away. You have to look away from the game to read the stream.
Yeah.
And then you're just constantly pausing while you're playing the game, and that's not any fun. Because I want to have fun while I play the games.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it won't be fun to watch.
That's fair.
So I don't know.
I mean,
Let's unlock the cave.
I think the kinds of people who would contribute to an Indiegogo would probably be more excited for live streams than they would for just a Let's Play of the game.
Yeah.
Because they're going to feel like, well, anybody... I can
And,
watch
like,
a Let's Play by anybody, but I can
and
only
I won't want to
participate in
edit
Victor
a lot of
live
stuff.
stream. Yeah. I mean, that also... Live streaming helps with not having to edit. Because you are just doing it live. Do it live! And then it gets uploaded by itself.
Yeah, I mean, we've already talked about that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what the fans want. I'm sure they will want it, but I don't know.
I'm just saying, it can't be that hard to raise $300 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Even with an audience as small as ours, as the Digibros audience, I mean.
Yes.
I'll tweet it. I'll tweet your Indiegogo for signal boost.
Nice.
I said that flippantly, but that will actually help. My Twitter has. My Twitter has 14,000 followers.
I hate making promises to anyone because I hate making promises and then not keeping them.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that if you fuck it up, like, even though the Plebe and the Weeb is still happening, like, I've had other things that I felt like I should do Kickstarter for, or like, but like I can't because, like, people will be like, "Well, you haven't finished the Plebe."
That's another thing. I've always kind of wanted to hold out because I feel like if I wrote a film and pitched it to our fans, they would want to contribute to something that would actually like really benefit me. But then I don't know, because that's exploiting them. Because if they're fans of us for playing video games, then who cares if we're making a film?
True. Yeah, you should do stuff they actually that's relevant to what they want.
Getting a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. But like, I have had things like that where I've been like, well,
didn't Nate do that? Didn't he fund a Nintendo Switch?
No. You're thinking of Ben funding his computer and 3DS
But Nate
capture
did get a Switch, right?
I don't know if he got it yet. He's been fucking hunting for one.
I'm pretty sure he got it, because I remember him saying it on Twitter.
He's been, I mean, maybe he did, but he's been desperate to fucking find a Switch for months. He just couldn't find one.
See.
They weren't selling it anywhere. And,
alright, make money, man.
But in any case, yeah, I've had a few moments where I thought, like, because the only reason I didn't Kickstarter anything before the Plebe and the Weeb is because I just wasn't sure how it works, and I didn't want to, like, open that can of worms unless it was for something, like, a really definite purpose.
Yeah.
So with the Plebe and the Weeb, it was like, okay, this is something that we know what the Kickstarter can do, because we need the money to move people, across the country to get here. But then afterwards, I was like, okay, well, now that I understand how Kickstarter works, I feel like I could find other purposes for it. Too bad the first one we did is 6 months behind schedule, and, no one's going to trust me to do another one, even though Jesse wouldn't have to be involved, so, if it was just me, things would get done immediately, because I am extremely paranoid about keeping people satisfied with what I'm, doing. So if I had like a direct one-to-one, the money is for this, therefore you must do this, then I would get that shit done. Like, it'd be
okay, all these guys are invisible. I was like, where'd they go? Oh, okay, that's their thing. They're invisible.
Why is that one not invisible? There's one.
He didn't want to be invisible, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Some of them look pissed off.
What?
I like these guys.
Oh!
They make me money.
I'm still hungry.
That one's
I don't
angry,
know
oh
how to
God.
resolve this pizza issue.
Dude.
Yes?
You gotta figure something out. Go to Taco Bell.
Me
and Hope will hold down the fort.
I don't like Taco Bell. We had Taco Bell the other day because we were super high. Mom got us real fucking baked 2 days in a row.
Oh
and
God,
that
twice.
shit was nuts, man. Yeah, 'cause first time we wake and baked, Mom just like, literally, it was like the morning and Mom wakes up and it's like, let's do weed and smoke pot. And
pretty much smokes weed every day or something, right?
I have no idea.
That's what it seems like.
But, yeah, Mom, see, I learned a lot about weed in Portland. I learned how much I can take, how much is a lot, different levels of pot. Mom smokes crazy shit. She smokes like next level, that totally
Fire
awesome
shit.
sweet Alabama liquid snake.
I see.
And the second time we smoked, I legit was tripping balls for hours. Like, I was seeing things. I was hallucinating. I had my mind.
I left.
Yeah, after you left, I was literally tripping balls for like hours. It was fucking insane. And it was all like, it's one of those things where like when you watch anything,
God damn, we're just wasting money.
when you watch anything that's like a stoner thing, like you totally get it once you have been stoned. You're like, oh, this is literally the stuff you see.
I see.
Like, all the trippy stuff that's like in like visualizers and shit. That's all the stuff I was seeing. And I was like,
amazing.
Man. I mean, weed is not necessarily meant to make you hallucinate and trip balls, but I don't know what the hell's in her shit, man.
They don't know what's in it either.
They have no idea. Yeah. It was a real adventure.
An epic quest.
Yeah.
Of epic proportions.
Okay.
Smoke weed every day.
Maybe you don't talk about it. Okay, I didn't think so.
Just.
Because like Chanelo's is open till 1, but they're telling me they ain't got no fucking pizza on their website. I could just go up there, but I would have to be gone for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or however long it takes them to make a fucking pizza. And that would be a long time to just have you by yourself with these two ladies talking about shit.
I could talk about shit for a while.
No, you can't. Don't say that.
You're
because
right.
For a second I thought, oh, okay. And then I was like, wait, no you can't. Why are you saying that?
But
Wait,
poop
no.
is, there's a lot of poop. I poop. Did you know girls poop? That's a thing.
I am.
Sometimes we poop and the poop doesn't flush all the way, man.
I'm
and
always
that's gross.
poopy.
Then there's poop in the toilet. You're like, ah. That's, that's how heated you get about it. 'Cause it's not a huge deal.
What's another pizza? I guess Domino's is probably still open because Shade's still at work.
God, you really can't figure out this pizza situation, huh?
Where my motherfucking Domino's at?
Okay, I've upgraded my shit. I got
There's
farms, I got several farms.
There's
I don't feel
one
like I've
that
crammed enough guys
closes
into these. They're
at
too
1.
happy. Yeah,
They're
I'm
too
fucking happy
happy.
these
Can
assholes
I
are.
get that one? Am I in the delivery range of the one that
Alright,
closes
I'm gonna go to bed and let chaos in a second. Yeah.
You
alright.
do all that while I try to order this Domino's.
I hope everyone's engaged with this game I'm playing.
I'm
sure
s-
everyone's
I-
super excited.
I've become more capable of watching it as I've come to understand it better.
Yeah.
Though I still don't usually know what the fuck you're doing. I guess it's just the fact that you are so into it that keeps it
I am
engaged.
just really into it.
Like, because usually...
Look at that, I can hold 40 plorts now. I mean, I'm basically a god. Look at how much money I can make all at once. I can make twice the amount of money I could make at once before.
No, I can't order.
See, now that I can hold 40 of these items,
It's
I can
fucking
just stock
Sunday,
up on
so
them and I can
everything
go
closes
feed
at fucking
the
10.
big guys really fast.
Except for Chanelo's, which won't sell me a pizza. I don't understand. I've had this problem before.
Go to
Baby, you're not gonna
McDonald's.
be able to get a pizza.
You're not gonna be able to order
I've
anything.
accepted that like about an hour ago.
Okay.
Go
We'll
eat
just-
a
we'll go
hamburger.
once we're done
Make
with the Let's
some
Play,
ramen.
we'll go to Cookout. They're open till 3. And you've never been there.
4 more beers.
Yeah, I've only had one, so I'm...
I forgot about alcohol.
Yeah, I forgot
I
to.
didn't even get like really a buzz or anything.
No, me neither.
After 2 shots of
I
fire.
forgot we were supposed to be drinking.
Yeah, we get absorbed in the Let's Playing. And I figure it will help my conversation skills.
My,
Ah!
everybody knows what I'm like when I'm drink. I don't know why there's no reason to explain it. So I won't. That's the end of the
Sick,
sentence.
dude.
I'm done with that whole
What was the
thought.
best good thing we
So
watched
what's up?
lately?
Did the radioactive
Twin
guys just like combine
Oh, yeah,
with
Twin
all
Peaks.
different guys?
We watched Twin Peaks.
Vic?
Yeah. All the guys will combine with each other.
Okay.
So, what I did is I took the poop of the radioactive guys and I shot it in here and then they combined with those guys. Which I did that because I have these foods that the radioactive guys eat and these grow in like large quantities.
Uh-huh.
So it's easy to feed them and mix them with other guys because then like the food for the crystal guys grows really rarely. See, it grows in these things with the carrots because they like these onions, but then the carrots are useless.
But won't you get like less good stuff from the radioactive versions of these guys than you would from the normal ones?
When you feed them their favorite food, they'll shoot out twice as much poop, but they'll still shoot out one poop of the other thing. So like if I feed them the onions, they'll shoot out more crystal poop. But the crystal poop is super hard to get, so it's easier to mix them with the other guys so that they'll always still shoot out crystal poops, just not as much. But it still does it rapidly enough that I can
processing that this is a game about harvesting poop. Is that?
No,
is that the real
just the
thing?
crystal poop is too much. that's painful.
Crystal poop!
That can't be efficient.
For
the slime to produce a
Well, it's a crystal slime.
I know, but it has to still come out of them.
Is it canon that it is poop?
They're called plorts. But it's,
Plort?
you feed them and a plort comes out. It's poop. Like, it's definitely poop.
Like, I mean, isn't plorp just the sound of a piece of a slime coming off
It's
the
called
slime?
a plort.
Like, they don't have a digestive system. They're slimes.
Yes.
So it's just
It's
like,
poop.
whatever.
I don't know, dude.
It's probably poop. It's probably
Alright, making more gardens so I can build my empire.
Poop and crystals is too far.
And
That's where I
then
draw the line.
I'm gonna harvest a bunch of shit and I'm gonna go feed it to a bunch of guys and they're gonna give me more keys. I'm gonna unlock more shit.
Okay. That's cool.
Yep.
Talk about Twin Peaks.
It was really good.
Yeah, dude. It sure was.
Okay.
And then season
Just
3
like
is
clarify,
not good.
the first 2 seasons were really good.
So neither of you was bothered by season 2.
No,
No, we both liked it all the way
I
through.
still
It was
enjoyed it.
fun. It was a good time.
Even after they revealed who the killer was.
yes,
'Cause
did
that's-
not bother me.
Are you aware of the fact that they are not is not the most popular stretch of
Did
episodes?
people not
out
like the
there?
reveal of who the killer was?
Yeah, people
No, it's the
hated
stuff after it.
What?
Because the show
people
was
didn't want to know.
okay. The reveal was not supposed to happen.
Right.
Huh.
Basically, the
Yeah.
idea of the show was that the reveal was going to happen at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Like they were going to hold off on that forever, but the networks, like, for whatever reason, they demanded that they reveal the killer, and so they did. But it immediately made everyone lose interest in the show, and so
see.
and they had to make up a bunch of bullshit to fill out the rest of the season. Because they just were like, well, what the fuck do we do now? We
But see,
spent the purpose of the show.
what you could interpret as just inventing a bunch of bullshit, you can also interpret as building characters and a world and
Right.
having interesting things happen to the characters.
Yeah.
Because it transitions immediately into another plot line. That's cool.
Right.
Like, you've
Well,
got
that's the thing. It depends on if you're. Like, I've never been too much of a plot guy. I'm more of a characters
The
guy.
characters are fun. They keep doing fun things.
I can understand why, if your main investment was the mystery narrative, why it would go downhill.
Then, yeah.
That's gone, you know. But yeah.
And there's still mystery around. Like, they don't... Like,
Well,
the killer guy
I mean,
basically gets away.
There's a lot of people who paint it like season 2 just like goes totally to shit. There's other people who paint it like there's just bad parts. And Red Letter Media, because they did a review on Fire Walk with Me.
Yeah.
And their basic explanation was just anytime you see a scene with the motorcycle guy, just skip that scene and you'll be fine.
Yes, that
They're
guy
like,
sucks.
the rest of
Everything else
Yeah,
is fine.
James kind of sucks.
Yeah, if you see James, skip
But
that scene.
he's fun
and-
to shit on and meme on, so
It's-
like it's
yeah.
still fine.
Do you
He is a
agree
meme.
that James is Jon Snow?
Yes, he is the Jon
James
Snow of
is
Twin
the
Peaks.
Jon Snow.
That is the best possible
He
way
is
to
the
put
same character.
it. He's just
He has the same
Jon
face.
Snow. Except Jon Snow becomes awesome, and James does
And
not.
James is not, yeah. James
James just
continues
gets
to
written out of the
suck.
show, and you're like, all right, thank God, he's
Bye.
gone. Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck.
because the narrative wasn't going anywhere. They didn't know what to do with it, so they were like, okay, well, this is stupid. Let's just get rid of it.
Just
But
make
they
it
do
leave.
a lot of fun stuff, and there's still like, you get a bad guy, and the bad guy is cool. He's the Moriarty of Twin Peaks.
I see.
He's
I mean,
like
is that
Cooper's
a-
old partner, and then he's like doing evil shit, and you're like, cool.
Did
Yeah.
you guys
Jim
have
Earl.
both? You guys are both watchers of Sherlock. Did you see the big fucking?
I haven't seen the newest season. I heard it's
No.
complete fucking
Well,
shit,
yeah, that
but
too. But have you seen the big H bomber guy Sherlock
Yes.
sucks analysis?
I watched that, and I was like, ah, man.
What did you
yeah.
think? Did you agree with his?
When he put it in terms of, because I didn't know anything about the show creator or anything,
Right.
but I do remember like season 3 wasn't any good, and then I was like, I wonder if any of the other seasons were any good, or if I was just into it at the time.
Right.
And then like watching his video, I was just like, yeah, I guess it sucks. Whatever. I guess it always sucked.
What did you think, Hope?
I've only watched 2 seasons, and I have not watched the review.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought you had been a fan of Sherlock at some point.
Because she introduced me to it, and
Right,
I thought
that's
she was a fan
probably
of it.
Yeah, that's a 1.
It's not good.
How many?
It's been a long time.
I'm curious. Like, do either of you still care about stuff like Supernatural?
No, God, no. And that's a show that way overstayed its welcome.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, do you still think that the parts you liked are like hold up, or do you think it
I
would
don't
be
know.
like if I watched it now? It's
There's no way I
probably-
could watch it now. Like,
Yeah.
There's no way I could, because you have to get through so much like shit, and then I think
Right.
like it might be like a Stockholm syndrome where like you sit there
Yeah.
with so much
You've
shit
been
that you
through
just
so much
you
that
like
you're
the
just like,
characters,
This is fun.
and then you just keep going with it, but it's like it's not a well-made show.
I feel
like, it's not
I
good.
feel like your relationship to that is similar to my relationship to My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Granted, I was much deeper into it, but
Yeah.
like it's that weird feeling of like it kind of went downhill and I stopped caring, and now I'm not sure if it was ever good in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like if it was just like some weird warped element of my mentality at the time that made it good.
Sometimes you want to like things.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure it's good. I'm sure My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic is a good show. But the level of good that I thought it was at the time, it can't possibly be. You know? And, I mean, it's just that there was a lot of stuff that I recognized and was looking past about the show back then, that if I watched it now, I couldn't look past.
Well,
you know?
what I think with My Little Pony especially is that you end up having a strong opinion about it because there's so much opposition and you have to explain yourself so much.
Right.
And so you end up radicalizing yourself about something.
Radicalizing is a good
You have
word.
to defend it all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas otherwise you wouldn't really care that much. And I
never
found
really-
that
Yeah,
I
it's
found
the
the
same
same
thing
thing
with
with
the
My
female
Little Pony.
Ghostbusters.
I never really
Yeah,
had
that
to...
too.
Where it's just like everyone was shitting on it, so it was just like, well, fuck you.
With
Yeah.
what? With what
With
thing?
female Ghostbusters.
Yeah, well, with the reviews and stuff of that
Yeah.
movie, certainly.
So it's like
no real people actually cared about
Like,
that movie.
No.
When we were watching Little Pony, when I was watching My Little Pony, it was like, at first I thought it was okay, and you and Shade were into it and everything, and then I had to justify, like, why I thought it was okay and why I thought you, like, why I thought your stuff was smart and intelligent and that there was more to the show, and then the more you do that, the more you start to go,
Right.
like, the more you like it.
I mean,
the
think-
more drawn to it you become.
I think it's possible, yeah, like that even I did that to myself at the time. But like, I don't know. It's a weird feeling of like even then I knew the show had a lot of problems, but like the things I liked about it were so overwhelming that they canceled out those problems. But looking
Yeah.
at it now, I'm like, those are big problems that if I watched the show now, it would drive me insane. Like the fact that the show just has to constantly make concessions because it's a kids show, you know,
Yeah.
like which there's lots of reasonable, smart critics who have said over time, like over the years, like, yeah, I don't watch My Little Pony because, like, yeah, it's fine, but it's a fucking kids show.
Yeah.
And like, the My Little Pony fans are so adamant about the idea that it's not just a kids show,
But it is.
But it's a fucking kids show, and it makes a lot of concessions because of it. There's a lot of things they couldn't do, or things that are bad that wouldn't be bad if it wasn't a kids show. You know, like. Everyone loves the fact that the show has an ongoing narrative, but that narrative takes a massive backseat to a lot of dumb bullshit because it's a kids show, you know?
Yes.
Whereas, like, I think that's probably why all the pony people moved on to Steven Universe, because that was the one that
Steven
didn't
Universe is
make
really
nearly
good.
as many concessions and, like, actually
I
is an
wanna go through
ongoing plot, you know?
I want to go through here. I don't want to go through
And I guess none of them
Nothing
know about anime. Or if they do, they just know Attack on Titan.
there. Anime's gay. Anime's gay.
Anime pussy.
Anime's gay.
Anime pussy.
Anime's gay.
Anime pussy. Anime pussy.
Sucking on the gay dicks. They're the ones that are gay. I don't like the straight dicks. That is not for me.
Alright, well now that
my
we've concluded
freestyle.
that we're not getting pizza, how long do we want to keep this going for?
I have no idea.
What's your bedtime? Hope, what's your bedtime?
Usually we go to bed at 12.
I
like,
normally
every
go to bed
night.
around midnight because normally I have to get up the next day.
We go to bed together.
Do you not have to get up tomorrow?
I don't have to go anywhere until I
Yeah.
have to go to school.
We're probably gonna go to
At
the
school? Are
gym.
you back in school? already?
Yep.
I didn't think you were starting that till later.
I had to take a physics class before my real classes start.
Hope's going back to school.
Hey.
It's an adventure.
Yeah. Why don't you
It's an
explain
adventure.
that shit, Hope?
So...
You've been a vet tech the whole time we've been doing Digi Bros.
I have.
What's going on with that?
So, when you're young and optimistic and you know that you're not going to make a lot of money as a vet tech, but you're like, it's fine, it's not a big deal. Then you become an adult and you work real hard all the time and you wear yourself out and you don't make very much money and you're like, yeah, that's not cool. Actually, I don't think this is a good idea. And so you decide you want to do something else with your life because you're sick of getting shit on.
So what else are you gonna do with your life?
So I'm going to go to school for echocardiography for people, where you ultrasound people's hearts, and you make twice as much money as what I make right now, starting out.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So are you getting like a more advanced degree or just an adjacent degree?
This is also an associate's degree, so it's 2 years, so I won't bury myself in student debt,
Dope.
which is the plan.
It's gonna be sick, dude.
Bro.
Bro, it's gonna be fucking sick, bro. You have no idea, dude.
And then maybe when I have money, we can, start to actually live life.
Yeah.
We're living life. A little bit. You can't travel much
Living
further than
living that
Washington,
Netflix
D.C.
life, dog.
Living
Living that
that
Netflix
Netflix
life.
I'm sure even if we have a lot of money, most of the time we're gonna sit around and watch Netflix.
Sure.
I mean, it's not going to be a non-stop thrill ride, but we can,
If we're still getting
do
home at
things.
8 p.m. after working, you're not gonna fucking, go out and do a whole bunch. You're gonna sit there and watch Netflix. It's fun. It's not like Netflix isn't fun.
May,
fun.
you're in school.
Yeah.
What are you schooling for?
I found the big door.
That's the thing. Well, right now I'm going to just community college to finish up my associates in communications, but I was attending a 4-year university for PR, but that just wasn't for me, and I wasn't happy there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is cheaper and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I'm
give
doing
it
the
easy
shit I
stuff.
want to be doing right now. Like, I have no complaints about my life. Like, making my dreams come true.
Working that Target.
Yeah, I just got a promotion at Target, so that's gonna be fucking
Oh,
fun.
nice.
I feel like everyone you've ever met has worked at Target.
It's very true.
I've worked at Target. You haven't worked at Target.
I have worked at Target.
Everyone except
That's true.
Victor.
I have worked at Target. I applied to work at Target.
Yeah.
When-
Like
Many.
not even a year ago.
Was it not even a year ago?
I don't think so.
I think it was longer than that.
It was after I gave up on grad school,
Mm,
or the concept of grad school.
that's right.
What's the difference between giving up on grad
Well,
school?
giving up on
and
grad
giving
school
up on the concept?
implies that I went to grad school. you have to try to give up.
I wouldn't have got that out of that phrasing.
Okay. Fine.
Sounds.
Gave up on grad school.
So, Victor, what are you doing in the future? What's your plan?
Kill myself. No, that's
No.
not gonna happen. Hope won't let me do
Hope's
that.
going back to school. May's finishing up her.
I'm doing
her
a business.
degree.
I'm slowly chugging away at trying to start a business with my buddies.
Starting a business.
We've almost created a logo. We're
The logo that you
almost
made
created
instead
a
of
logo.
the
But
design
literally,
guy.
Fucking like
almost created a logo.
I drew up a sketch for a logo like months ago,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "This could be the logo." And then Like
the logo is such an important
I was thinking,
step.
like, I could probably learn how to do Photoshop and make a logo, but I didn't think it was clearly going to take me a bunch of time, and I didn't want to spend a bunch of time on it. And so these guys knew a friend who had a guy who's starting off trying to make logos, so I was like, alright, we'll give this guy a shot, let him try to make some logos. And so over the past few months, we've had 1 million revisions on the fucking worst logos I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then I finally just went into, like, I downloaded Gimp. And in, like, an hour.
Download Gimp! Victor, can we talk about Gimp and how amazing Gimp is? Victor, Gimp can do literally everything Photoshop can do. But better and for free.
Yes.
Hey.
So literally I spend an hour in Gimp watching YouTube tutorials, and in that hour I have created a good logo.
A logo that looks
me so readily
10
about
times
that.
as good as the other guys.
Were you being completely sarcastic? I don't know.
This is a huge meme
I
that
see.
me and Nate and Munchie came up with at Anime Expo.
I see.
Was to constantly insist
I'm
that
fucking
Gimp is
okay.
amazing.
Gimp's great,
because
I
it can do
guess.
everything Photoshop can do, but better and for free.
Where did this meme come from?
It came from the Trigger drawing panel.
Oh, God.
no.
3 of the members of Trigger were drawing on stage, and one of them opened a program that's name was similar to Gimp, and so we thought it said Gimp at first.
I see.
And so Nate just said, like, dude, Gimp is so great. It can do everything Photoshop can do, but better and for free. And then Munchie and Nate were laughing so hard about Gimp that some guy next to them was like, I know you guys don't care about this panel, but some of us do.
Wow,
You need
what
to
a
be quiet.
Dude.
And so that night, when we were trying to go to bed, we straight up for an hour would not stop memeing about Gimp for a whole hour.
I love this meme. This
Yes.
is wonderful.
And we started the hashtag Gimp not. Well, I don't know. There's some hashtag. One of the things we recorded has the fucking
some
Gimp
stupid
hashtag.
hashtag.
It'll be in stealing your dad's as if it was easy. Oh, I have to get that footage to Munchie, so he can edit that. We did a stealing your dad's on In-N-Out.
In-N-Out's fucking great, man.
Dude, In-N-Out sucks shit.
What are you talking
In-N-Out
about?
is shit.
Okay.
In-N-Out is
Whatever.
shit.
When I went there, it was great, but that
No.
was in Texas.
Victor, In-N-Out is just a generic fast food restaurant. Their burgers taste identical to Sonic burgers.
Dude, what the fuck ever, dude.
Everyone,
Get the fuck outta here.
Munchie was telling me that like the idea that In-N-Out is good is just a meme and like it's actually shit.
When I went there, it was
And
pretty
nobody
good.
actually cares
Their fries
about
were
it.
great. They
Their-
have those weird thin fries.
I felt the opposite. The fries are the only part I like.
I see.
But I like weird thin fries.
I like the burgers, and they were fast, and they were good.
Ours were, well, the one we went to was packed, so it wasn't that
It was
fast.
packed when I went there.
It wasn't
I don't
very
know,
fast.
Maybe they get stuck in
and
LA.
the burgers were just average. It was just a normal. It was just like any other fast food burger. Like it tasted like a Sonic burger.
I don't know. I had a different experience.
And
I had a different experience.
yeah, I was just like, well, this is nothing. This is nothing to brag about. You fucking. Which I mean, there's plenty of people from California who brag about In-N-Out, but like no, it's shit.
I thought it changed more than a fucking Whataburger.
Yeah, I
Also
didn't have
great.
that, but I've heard that one's supposed to be better.
They're like big. It's like actual big burgers.
Yeah.
It's a rare sight. It's a natural.
They were talking up, what's it called? Another one. There's another burger one that they were saying
It's
that's
called Burger One.
But now they've got fucking Five Guys in California, so we can't even fucking
There you
lord
go.
that over them anymore.
Great.
Because I think Five Guys is the best burger.
They're definitely
Guys
the best
is
burger. Like
amazing.
they're on a different league, but they're more expensive. They're like In-N-Out's like McDonald's price, you know?
Yeah, I mean, In-N-Out's better
Like
than McDonald's.
they're the best cheap burger you can get, and that's the point to me.
Maybe, but like I'd rather just pay more and get a good burger.
I would not.
So,
I would rather pay less.
like
and get a
I would
decent
say
burger.
they're on par with Steak and Shake, which is another one that everyone talks
Steak and
up.
Shake's
and
good, but Steak and Shake is expensive.
It's not. It's
It
the
didn't
same
get
price
the
as
shakes,
everything else.
but-
Anyway, how did we get on that tangent? Oh yeah, Gimp.
Oh yeah.
In that
I
Stealing
created
Your
a
Dad's,
logo because this fucking idiot can't create a goddamn logo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was starting a business. That was the point of that.
Yes. So
we're shooting our first
Victor's using
commercial
Gimp.
this weekend, and I hope it doesn't suck.
That's the most important thing
about
about Victor's career.
Yes, I used Gimp for 2 hours and created a piece of logo.
Literally can do anything Photoshop can do, but better and for free.
Yes.
You know, you might think, but Digi, I can't center text in Gimp. That's why you select the block of text and you just manually move it.
You hit spacebar until the letters line up right, which is what I did in Gimp to create the better logo.
There's a joke Munchie was telling me about where he said that like there's a classroom and everyone's got their laptops open and the teacher's like, all right everybody, open up Photoshop, we're gonna do a thing. And this one guy, he's got his Linux laptop, and because by the way, Linux is part of this meme. You need to have Linux with your game.
To run Gimp.
Yeah. So he opens up his Linux laptop and he opens up Gimp, and this girl sitting next to him is like, "What's up with what are you doing?" And he's like, "Dude, it's Gimp. It can do everything Photoshop can do, but better and free." And then the teacher goes, "All right, class, now please draw a circle with your shape tool." And the kid closes his laptop and runs out of the classroom with his head held in shape.
Yeah, I mean, from using Gimp, it actually kind of fucking sucked.
It sucks dick, dude. It's fucking horrible. It's the worst.
But I was
program
able
ever
to
made.
make a better logo than this dumbass.
I designed a whole magazine in Gimp. It was
Oh,
a
God.
nightmare. The Virginia Beach
I
Hermit
think I said,
Society
"Oh God," as a question,
was built
but,
in
alright.
Gimp. Yeah. Alright, I'm bored of this. I'm
I gotta go
officially.
feed this fat man
I'm
some
officially
hens.
bored.
Well, because I was doing a lot of farming.
I'm bored of this game. I'm bored of talking.
I'm bored of
bored
life.
of
I gotta
it's
pee.
past 12.
If you want to cut it off, I mean, I can.
I'm
feed
hungry
this
as shit. I
guy.
really want to go to fucking Cookout and get some damn.
I guess we can go to bed.
quesadillas or something.
God damn it, you fat fuck! How many chickens do I have to fucking feed you?
12:35. And I have
Fucking
I have the
racist. This
Transylvania.
racist cat man. Whatever. I already beat this game. I don't need to play this game. I just like this game.
I gotta do other work.
Are we done? Is that it? Is that the finale of Digibros for the next like several years? Is we all
Several
get sick
years?
of watching this? I don't know. How fucking long do you think it'll be?
Probably like, I don't know, a couple months. Like, how long do you think it'll be before we cross paths?
I don't fucking know. I'm not leaving this town. I don't have any money to go on a
Yes,
fun trip.
I'm never coming back. I'm not coming back for the holidays or like anyone's birthday or like any reason ever. The like what? How much was your plane ticket to come here?
$200.
$200.
Not bad.
Well, that was not round trip though.
All right. Well,
No,
you
it's
have
just
money, so you can.
But if I planned farther ahead,
Why?
it would be even cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta in like 2 days we're gonna fucking attach a tow hitch to my car, and then the next day we're going to fucking put a trailer on my car and put everything I own in the trailer, and then drive 10 hours to Rochester pulling a trailer on my car. So
Wow.
that's a fun time.
I'm actually really tired.
Yeah, stop playing the fucking game. That's it. Digibros is over.
Wait,
Jesus
let me deposit
Christ.
these plorts. I have to deposit the
He's a
I'm taking my
monster!
mouse. I need to deposit the plorts. Ah! Damn it. Oh, I have 40.